The views, information, or opinions expressed during the Geeks Under the Influence podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of RVA Magazine, Loot Crate, amzn.to, or their employees. Listener discretion is advised. Fuck off if you don't like it.
I gotta give it up for our sponsors, amzn.com. Most of the stuff that we use to record this fantastic podcast were gotten through amzn.com. And now, as our sponsors, you're able to actually help out and get all the cool stuff that you would normally get on Amazon anyway. Just go to GUIPodcast.com and click on the Amazon affiliate link right on the homepage. And anything that you purchase through that link, we get a little bit of a cut. So it's a way for you to buy all the stuff you were going to buy anyway on Amazon and support your favorite podcast at the same time. My suggestion is to just go through the link, and then once you get through, bookmark Amazon through that link. That way you can go through every single time without even thinking about it. So help us out, help yourself by shopping Amazon through the link at GUIPodcast.com. If you love this podcast and you love cool shit to put on your shelf, then I've got just the thing for you, Loot Crate. Last month with Loot Crate, they had Origins as the theme with stuff from Nintendo, Marvel, TMNT, and Superman. This month February, is Build with stuff from Tetris, Power Rangers, Lego Dimensions, and Batman. Just by going to GUIPodcast.com and clicking under our sponsors page, the link to Loot Crate. When you sign up for any crate, not just the regular one, but anime or the DX box, or any of their additional stuff, if you go through that link, we get a little bit of a cut from it as well. If you want to save $3 on your first crate, then type in SAVE3 under the promo code. And that's about it. Join the conversation. Hit us up on Twitter at GUI Podcast RVA or Facebook. Just look up Geeks Under the Influence. Instagram, Geeks Under the Influence, all one word. Or just go to GUIPodcast.com. It's got all our links there. Now on to the episode.
Geeks Under the Influence.
Hey, at least you know the band your music's from.
That do be true.
That be do be true.
Doobie?
Scooby
Dooby-doo.
like Zoinks, man.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
There's your soft intro right there.
Yeah, that is our soft intro right there.
We're back.
Listen
Today on NPR.
Listen to smooth geek jazz on Geeks
Easy
Under the
listening.
Influence.
Fucking NPR.
I would
Just a
love to,
bunch of fucking drunk dudes being like, doop, 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 doop.
I would love to taste your sweaty balls.
It's
Well, all right then.
pronounced sweaty. Thank you.
Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
That dude always slays me on SNL, though.
He's
Baldwin?
always great.
He
Yeah,
slays
yeah.
every time. All the years, he's just every time.
Which apparently is a complete dickbag in real life.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh,
he's
yeah.
funny as shit on
he's an
SNL.
I
asshole.
remember the
Of
whole
course he
like
is.
recorded
He's
phone
in
call
that
with his
family.
son, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember the phone call thing. Where he's like, just wait till I beat the shit out of you or something.
Oh, bro, chill down a little bit. Just like
His whole family's full of dickbags, though.
I don't know. I heard,
Well-
I heard Steven's kind of chill.
Really?
Yeah, but Steven's also like the Ultracon who was gonna like move out of the country if Obama got elected.
That's the one that was in Biodome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has no room to be pissed about anything to anyone. Like,
once you work with fucking Pauly Shore, you're.
he was like, I had dreadlocks in a Pauly Shore movie. I'm good. Like, I'm not giving anybody shit for anything.
just give me some money and I'll shut up.
He was also in Usual Suspects, though.
That's true.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of redeemed himself with that.
Usual Suspects.
Oh,
written
which
by-
direction did he go?
Written by
Which was what?
If I remember.
Which movie was first, though?
Brian
Wow,
Singer.
Okay.
he was
Yeah,
actually
Bryan
in some
Singer did that,
great
yeah.
like
Alright,
late
listening
night
to him.
Showtime original films, like back in the '90s.
Well, at least
Like,
he wasn't
really
like
dark
degraded
stuff.
to Skinamax.
I know that. Hey, I do not want to see
Practically
him
skin out.
At least that's not
Nobody
where
wants
he
to see
landed.
dry fucking some chick on
Oh.
Racial Diaries.
I was gonna rub my balls on you for an hour here. $10.99 a month.
They should have had, instead of Mark Wahlberg coming in on the Transformers movie, had that Baldwin come in as just like the trailer park cousin of the Steve Witwicky or whatever.
They should have had fucking Dennis Quaid.
Oh my god, no.
Like straight out of Independence Day. Just, they're coming for me.
The Transformers probed me back in
Jesus.
whatever.
Isn't he fucking bonkers, dude?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
now?
he's got it in a squad
Yeah, he
there.
like fled to Canada. He's tax evasion and.
I mean, he
like,
hangs out with fucking
him
Gary
and his
Busey.
wife. Him and his
Oh,
wife
God,
did like
if anybody
a
says-
did like an amateur porn, and
Well, don't they have a bunch of YouTube videos of the conspiracy things?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Shit
no,
out
he's
there?
fucking nuttier
Yeah.
than squirrel shit.
There's apparently a cabal of people that kill stars that don't align with the liberal sensitivities of Hollywood or something
All right,
like
Alex
that.
Jones.
Yes, it's called
Yeah.
cancer. No, what? No, what?
Same people that gave Bob Marley cancer give Hollywood stars cancer.
Yes,
So
that's
Philip
it.
Morris?
Philip Morris. Yes.
You know, Philip Morris gave Bob Marley cancer to cover up the cancer-curing properties of weed.
We're in Richmond. We don't talk poorly of Philip Morris. They're probably listening.
Let him. Let him.
Nah?
R.J. Reynolds all the way.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fucking cover.
I'm fine with that. They make camels.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for a segue into this. Hello,
Okay.
everybody on the internet and everybody
Oh,
listening.
what? I didn't know we were waiting for a segue. Hi, internet fucks.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey.
I'm Mike the Hobbit Bickett, host of Geeks Under the Influence, and tonight we are talking all things giant robot. That covers a whole swath
Sweet.
of stuff.
Yep.
We're talking Japanese mecha, manga, animation, live action, video games, comic books, anything where there's a big robot in it. We're going to talk about it, or well, we're not going to talk about everything because there's no way.
That'd take a while.
Yes, we are.
You could have a whole podcast devoted to giant robots, but we have
I
about
think
an hour and a
Japan
half.
does.
Japan, that's pretty much all they talk about is mecha
It's
out there,
giant robots and underage girls.
and
Yeah.
underage girl underwear in vending machines.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we covered that
And tentacles.
on last week's episode, the anime episode.
Oh.
We covered all this. This is kind of, in a way, kind of a sister episode to the anime episode because we are going to be talking about a lot of anime and live action stuff from Japan that kind of
And even a lot of the Americanized stuff was still kind of produced by like
produced
Japan
by
and Korea.
or heavily influenced by at the very least.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to get all into that and way more on this episode of Geeks Under the Influence, episode 88.
Miles per hour.
Yes.
Sweet.
Keys on the piano.
Where we're going, we don't need rails.
We don't need roads. My roads.
So again, I'm Mike the Hobbit Bickett. You can find me on Twitter at Mike Bickett or follow Geeks Under the Influence at GUI Podcast RVA. Follow all our other social media stuff at GUIPodcast.com. Join the conversation. Let us know what you want to hear on future episodes, what you liked about previous ones, and just, say hi. We're always down to hear from our fans. And tell us what people you want on future episodes and how much Kron sucks. That I would appreciate that as well.
Well, I mean, my Facebook is, facebook.com/goddammit-Kron.
That sounds about right. That's about right. Yeah. So let's introduce the panel before we go any further. To my left, joining for is this third time?
Second.
Second time.
Yeah.
You were on the.
I was on the. It was a Halloween episode. It was
The occult,
talking about the
occult movies. That was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
We did. That was a solid.
That was
one.
That was fun and it tracked really
Oh well,
well
I
too.
guess the Monster Mania.
Yeah.
Oh, Monster
You're
Mania.
on
Yeah. So technically, this is
Yeah.
your third go here.
Yeah.
Mr. Jesse is here to join us.
Yep, Jesse, not Steve Buscemi from Airheads
No.
Jones.
Oh, that's right. That's how I introduced you last time. I think.
How do you make Lone Rangers plural?
Aren't they lone?
Lone. Singular.
Trick question, asshole.
Jesse is our go-to for anything involving Warhammer.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, out of this group, I
Yeah.
would say. I don't know Bruce's
I'm
involvement with
out of the
loop.
Warhammer, but yeah.
Nope.
So
I'm
we're going
very
to,
out
at
of
the
the
very
Warhammer
least,
loop.
talk about Warhammer a little bit because it's
Yeah,
definitely...
well, you got to.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty much the only thing I can contribute to this conversation.
That's it. That's the only thing.
Hour and a half
That
show.
maybe
That's it.
Robotech. I don't know.
That's about it. Next, Jesse is a first-timer on this podcast,
Hello.
Geeks Under the Influence. Bruce, you're a podcaster previous to
Yes,
this,
I
though,
am.
right? Yeah.
Yes, I used to be on geekradiodaily.com. Ding. Jack Schultz has running joke for the show, and I did that show for about 7 years.
Okay.
So yeah, now I'm hopefully going to be on this one more than once. We'll
Yeah,
see.
no,
We'll see
no.
how that goes.
Yeah, well, we'll see how tonight goes, but I think that can probably be arranged. So next to him is our regular, my hetero life mate.
Silent Bob?
The second, well, let's be fair. I would be the silent Bob in this relationship.
Yeah. Truth.
I would do the cosplay at the very least. The sexual chocolate, the mulatto magic, Mr. Lowdown Brown MacGyver's here.
What's up, guys?
Ready to talk about some Transformers?
Oh, that's Voltron. Yeah.
Oh,
Little
that'll
Pacific
happen.
Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the sequel,
And
and
the
the
sequel.
shitty Atlantic Rim that came out after Pacific
Oh
Rim.
my god!
You guys actually saw that? You guys watched it?
Yeah, it was on Netflix, right? Like randomly, right after Pacific Rim came out.
hate
Like,
I actually watched it this week, or watched
some of them
of
are
it.
pretty funny though.
I watched some
There's
of it
some
this week.
mockbusters
it's
that are really
it is
funny.
funny because it's shit.
Was it better or worse than Michael Bay's attempt at Transformers 4?
Oh, it was. Oh, that's a fucking.
What I would
Are
like
there
to
four
see
of them
is
now?
because I'm pretty sure that's Asylum Video. Asylum is known for doing those mockbusters like
Oh, yeah.
Transmorphers and shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I would love to see some fucking insane person give the Transmorphers director a Michael Bay budget and go have
nuts.
fun. You know, like,
Yeah.
Well, the
seriously.
craft table would be huge.
yeah, right? There would be so many
I
burritos.
actually
Yeah.
think Atlantic Rim was better because Michael Bay thinks that he's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is
God,
that.
that's
So there's that. You know,
I
he
couldn't
thinks he's
make
putting
it.
out good movies.
I couldn't even
know.
make it through that movie, like to see how awful it was.
Age of Extinction?
No,
I
no.
never even tried to
Yeah,
watch it.
I made it 15 minutes in. I was really, really high and still thought it was awful.
You didn't give up past one? I kind of gave up past.
And
Well,
gave
it
it
was
one.
on Netflix.
And this is
I
coming-
was like, let's see how bad this is.
This is coming from a guy that is named after a Transformers character.
And I'm wearing a Transformers t-shirt today.
Yes, in honor of your namesake, the Kron or Unicron is here to talk about giant robots.
I mean,
ironically,
I
'cause
don't have no idea why the fuck
you
I'm
know
here.
nothing
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
I'm here to
stuff.
talk about like anime and secret societies, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
basically,
yeah.
yeah.
Not to mention your tattoo of the mix of the A-Team.
There is that one.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Pretty sweet.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
I love it when a plan comes together, robot thing going
Yep.
on. Yeah,
There is that.
Yeah.
That was done in town.
Yeah, what
that
was
was,
it?
yeah.
Salvation?
Yeah, Salvation, Matt Braca.
nice.
He does fantastic color work.
Oh yeah. Well, I think before we get into all the media of giant robots, just a quick glancing on a couple things that are happening in actual life with giant robots.
Japan's building one again.
They have been talking for a couple of years now that an American robotics company threw the gauntlet down a couple of years ago against a Japanese robotics company and challenged them to a giant robot battle a la Robot Jocks.
yeah.
and-
melee combat only. No,
Melee-
no paintball, no
No,
nothing
no,
like
no, no.
that.
I
No,
got
just-
the impression it was more Gundam, like they were putting people in these.
Oh, there's
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
be, yeah.
Yeah, that's more Gundam than Robot Jocks. Robot Jocks
Oh,
are remote
true.
controlled.
No, there were people in the robots and Robot Jocks. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, am I thinking of that?
Google it.
Yeah, they
Wait,
were
no,
like
I'm
little
thinking
cockpits.
of that dumbass Hugh Jackman movie. I'm sorry.
Oh, that real,
Oh,
real
Oh yeah,
Steel.
Rock'em Sock'em Robot movie.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Rock'em
For the
Sock'em.
second half?
Yeah, that's a second half conversation.
That movie's too shitty to start out with.
Seriously, it's bad.
I looked up information on that leading into this episode to see if there's any updates on that bout, and there's still go time. It was supposed to be happening last summer, but there was a delay because they have a non-disclosure agreement between the robotics companies, and they're working out all the ins and outs because there are going to be people in the suits. They're doing everything in their power to make sure that it's epic as shit, but
And that
not
no one
actually
dies.
gonna kill the person inside the suit. So
Aww.
yeah. So
So have they figured out how to put someone's dead mom's soul in the robot yet? That's what I'm waiting for.
well, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Japan.
Well, that they're the ones that are good at it. And
Yeah,
that whole
they're-
like weird World War II treaty thing about they can't build weapons yet, that's expired. Like they can build weird shit now. I'm waiting for us to get
that how
invaded
that
by
works?
fucking Gundams.
You know what? If Japan shows up on like the fucking Eastern Shore in giant fucking mech suits, I'm like, no, yeah,
you can have
okay,
it, dude.
cool,
It would probably
fair
be
enough.
the
You can have it. I
Western
mean,
Shore,
sushi
though.
Yeah,
now. I'm
that-
gonna learn
just-
some shit.
You know, the whole
They
geographical
dug
location thing.
straight up. They
Yeah.
just went straight down from
Down.
Japan, straight up.
Dug a hole.
Yep.
No, they were smart. They knew that we would expect them on the West Coast,
Ah.
so they just went around.
Honestly,
No,
I
see, if they were
figured
smart, you would never expect them to come south, so they can just land on Mexico, come through, break down Trump's wall, and then just come right
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Honestly, though,
Go
it's
up to Mexico.
Japan. It's Japan. They're probably gonna go for the gusto and go for full orbital re-entry,
Well, and
and
let's-
just drop those motherfuckers in
And let's be fair, they're
land.
not going to go through Mexico with the mech suits. That's going to be more of an Attack on Titan thing. They're going to have like
I can't
Their
wait
bioforce
to
is
see Mexican mech suits built out of like old fucking Pintos and shit.
no, they're just called mech.
And there's
suits.
47 of them in it.
It's like hey, Juan, make the toes work, man.
I think Hobbit actually said before the show we shouldn't do the racist stuff.
Meh. They're gonna have to pull over like 6 times to zip tie that motherfucker back together.
God damn it.
The Canadian mech suit will just be a fucking moose.
Yes.
but it'll have the greatest health care ever.
It'll have a sweet fucking hat.
Oh yeah.
And not know what real bacon is.
And it'll be powered by maple
shit.
syrup and Molson. Its weapon will be a hockey stick.
Apparently that fight is gonna still go down. They're just a little bit delayed getting all the legal and technical end of stuff nailed down.
Yeah.
So fair enough. Another thing recently in news is Boston Dynamics had a video leak recently on a robot that they're developing, a wheeled robot that is fucking terrifying. It's this like 8-10 foot tall robot that has
hide your
wheels
death
on the
with?
back end and just like little fucking spindly legs in the front, and it can like jump over shit. It can drive like 30-40 miles an hour on the wheels and like make tight turns and all sorts of shit.
Is there video of this shit jumping over things?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Is it, you
Fuck
know, like
no.
Are you talking about the General Dynamics,
No.
like the dog bot?
I don't want
Yeah,
that.
but the dog
I
now
do.
has wheels on its
Put my
back
brain in that.
and on his back end, and it can balance like a fucking Segway.
They're not gonna
and
pick
do all
you,
sorts of
Have you
Jesse.
seen the video?
Adrian Barbobot.
Do what?
Have you seen the video? There's like a YouTube video like in the process, like General Dynamics, in the process of trying to teach their robots how to deal with obstacles and avoid it. They have guys and like they're the engineers that develop this shit. Their job is literally to fuck with these. Like they knock them over with broomsticks and shit. They fuck with these robots. Like
Yeah, no.
when Skynet happens, you're the first one to die.
Yeah.
To paraphrase the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. we were talking about earlier, have they not seen a video? Have not seen a movie in the last 30 years?
No shit.
No.
Do you want to make giant robots and then make them autonomous? No.
Yeah.
No.
I've
Bad
seen
idea.
Terminator. It's a bad idea.
Yes. Any movie.
I don't need to see any movie. I saw Terminator. That's enough. Bad idea.
We talked about this a bit on the artificial intelligence episode. I feel like there's like a buildup of a similar theme in recent episodes about like
we're fucked? Yeah, there's that.
no, that's life is
Oh,
a
okay.
similar theme of we're
Yeah,
fucked
well, yeah,
right
okay.
now.
All right,
But
yeah.
Isn't there someone right now that just developed an AI that's figured out how to make its own AIs?
Wait a minute. What?
Oh.
That was the thing I saw go through like my news feed on Google the other day. Like someone was working on an AI, and the AI had learned
I
how
don't
to
know
write
about that.
programs.
we're not
itself.
going back
Yeah,
into
not
AI
going back.
territory. I know we'll glance on it here and there with the giant robot episode, but those were the two big ones that I heard. Oh, also in nerdy news, there was a game that was announced at the beginning of Wii U coming out that never really got developed, and it's been officially shit canned. It was called Project Giant Robot. And
What a great
And you
name.
played like a giant robot, much like the square-headed 1950s robot, and you crushed cities. Like you went through and you just fucked shit up as this giant robot, this really cute robot in a really cute city, killing things, and it looks amazing. It's officially been shelved as the Wii U is pretty much on its way out with the new Switch
yeah.
coming
It's
out.
a weird fucking name, by the way.
But have you seen the video of it?
It's because
Yeah.
you can
Looks
take the
fucking
console,
rad.
like you're playing it on your TV, and then you can pick it up, take it out.
Everybody's
Yeah.
pointing at you
I
for a reason.
needed
Yeah.
to
I
do
got
the
you.
hand
I got you.
motions.
I got you.
Speak into the microphone.
But yeah, so unfortunately, we're not going to see that just yet. It might come out for the Switch, but there is no announcements on it as of yet. But now into
I'm still waiting for a U.S. release
Probably
of
not.
Super Robot Tyson.
Super Robot Tyson.
Are you not familiar
The hell
with
is
this game
that?
series?
No.
All right, so this was released like over and over again in Japan because they have like a weird obsession with giant robots. What they did was
No.
you're familiar with like Capcom versus SNK and Marvel versus Capcom, where they just
Sure.
cram everyone into a fucking game.
Absolutely.
It's that with giant robots. You can fight Evangelions with goddamn Gundams.
Okay.
Like
I'm in.
it's like you got
Nice.
Mazinger Z and Super Robot Tyson, everything all the way A to Z, but they're all in one game.
Aphrodite A.
Like all the way A to Z.
I want to
Boom
play
missile.
Aphrodite A.
They still have not
Boom
goddamn
missiles.
released this in English. So you have to learn to like speak takeout
Yeah.
to play this
Fire missile
game.
one, fire missile
Speak
And, like-
takeout?
Japan's a cool place.
And like you got to like fuck with your system to make it load foreign games if you want to play it.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that releases in Japan that you just never see in the States, or if you do, you have to buy special stuff.
You got to dick with your console and void the
Oh
warranty.
yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Lots
but,
of warranty voided.
Speaking of Japan, really the kind of birthplace of giant robot, like in pop culture, is Mecha, which that comes from Japan. The first one that I was really able to find any information on is Tetsujin 28, also known as Gigantor. Was really kind of the first one that is
Yeah.
known to be. Now there's, if you look in history, there's stuff that you can point out to, like the Golem can be kind of considered possibly a giant robot in ways or whatever. But really, the first, as we know robots to be robots,
You maybe could
Klaatu,
stretch.
I mean,
I was gonna say the day the Earth stood still, you could stretch back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a fair point.
that's around the same time because Gigantor, that was around 56 that came out. So when did the day the Earth stood still come out? That was around that time.
I want to say early 50s because it was still in black and white.
Okay. Yeah. Let us go to the Googles.
Yep. Everybody's just picking up their phones, going,
Yep.
all right, what the hell?
Should I ask him
But
to watch?
it was around that time that, we're also talking around the same time that Godzilla came out around that time too. So, yeah. Settle down. It's going to be okay.
1951.
Yep.
51. Okay. All right. So we
But
saw
Klaatu was not exactly giant.
he wasn't giant, but for argument's
in that
sake,
one, yeah. No, he wasn't.
for argument's sake, in this episode, we're not going to talk about, let's say, Bender on Futurama, unless it's an episode where he gets gigantic, which does happen on that show. But
I love that episode.
but if it is a bigger than normal person robot, I'll allow it. It's fine. We're not
You
doing
allow it?
we're not doing strict guidelines on this episode.
Really?
He'll allow it?
Oh, okay.
Over the line, Donnie. Mark at 0.
Seriously.
This isn't Nom. There are rules.
No.
You're out of your fucking element.
Oh, that was a great picture.
Which movie?
It was. Never mind. We're not getting political.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough.
Trying
Now
not to.
there are two different types of mecha in anime that and live action in Japan. Super robot and real robot is what it's loosely translated to. Super robot is the super fantastical, like Voltron would fall under super robot, where there's no real life explanation-ish ways that it could possibly work. It's totally fantastical. It's ridiculous.
just fucking
It's-
Reality's been thrown out the window completely.
Yeah, it's a bunch of lion robots that combine together and fight across the universe.
Well, there's like
Yeah.
5 different Voltrons. There's also the shitty car Voltron that nobody
Yeah.
likes.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I
And-
love that one.
And
man,
then
with
the
X's.
3 robot one.
Yep.
Did everybody remember that one? The 3 robots
No.
that
No.
combined to one robot that looked stupid, and they would change depending on which one wanted to be on top at that time. Trust me,
That sounds like a
that's-
Saturday at Fallout.
Yeah, well,
Mike's fucking face.
I'm just waiting for I'm just waiting for them to run out of ideas where it's just like the train Voltron, where it's just
They had one.
different cars of a train that just connect together, and they're like, okay,
That
so
is actually a Transformers combiner. It's like
I
4
think
different
it is.
trains.
I think you're right.
so they just connect like trains do.
Yeah, except like one part of the train, like the nose breaks off, and then it pops out, and it's a fucking hand, and then it punches another giant dickhead in the face.
So the train is pulling a train.
Pretty much.
No.
Good enough.
So the train turns into a stick figure.
Basically, yeah. And then parts pop out that look like actual robot parts, like hands and feet and a face.
Oh, it sucked that if you were in the passenger train and it turned out to be the dick compartment,
Suddenly you are in robot balls.
all of a sudden the floor opens wide and this giant veiny robot dick just starts raising through the floor. Red rocket, red rocket. Just,
Yeah.
God damn it.
oh.
In Japan, they call them bullets.
Now that is something that Transformers went through. Why not? Is
Combiners?
they kind of ran out of ideas at some point with Transformers. They had
Yep.
building robots. They had
They had a city robot.
they
They
had
had a fucking planet.
they had
They
Yeah.
had 2 planets,
they
actually.
had bug robots. they had-
Insecticons?
yeah.
Yeah, they had
Insecticons were the shit.
Insecticons, but which for kids is cool, but they just started just whatever they could do turn into robots. That was just the thing. And
There's a toaster in one of the movies.
a toaster.
In one of the Michael Bay movies,
Oh
there's a
no, you are
toaster.
correct. Yes.
It
yeah.
is. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
There's a toaster.
And he turns out to be like a really sweet
I
pet.
mean, there was a TV.
No, the toaster's not. The toaster's a dick. Toaster tries to kill people.
There was a TV in one of those.
Yep.
In the third one, there was
Yeah.
a fucking TV in an apartment.
I don't know if I made it to the third one.
I
It was.
didn't.
It was.
No.
Yeah, it was the third one, right?
Yeah, it was the third one. There's
Yeah,
stuff-
right before Shockwave broke fuck shit up,
Yep.
whatever. Yeah, fucking TV, man. Seriously, fucking TV.
Everything. I mean,
damn it.
in the original one, there was, they had all kinds of shit turned into stuff. They had a fucking microscope.
Yep.
There was a
Yeah,
microscope.
Perceptor was awesome. I had that one.
In the comic books, he's like a dickhead sniper and just shoots people in the face. He's got like PTSD real bad and just shoots people in the fucking face now.
So robots get PTSD.
Oh yeah, like they really like amped it up in the new comic books.
I want to see that fucking like web series done by like a fan video of just like a fucking like war-torn, like war-riddled PTSD affected like
funny
sniper
story.
Decepticon, just like
They did.
Decepticon support.
just like
there's-
Punisher style, just like sitting in an empty room, like punishing his hand.
So there's actually there's a there in the IDW series there's a book they had what's called the Spotlight series,
Okay.
which each book in the Spotlight series focused on an individual character. They had one that was Spotlight on Cup. If you ever watched the movie, he was that green shitty pickup truck.
Yeah.
He's the guy on my tattoo.
Oh, okay.
He's like their like weird grizzled old
Kind
war
of a
vet.
pickup truck.
Yeah,
Cybertronian.
he's like their really weird grizzled old war vet. He's been around since the age of fucking forever. He's the guy that's got all the shitty war stories, and like he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
In this comic book, he gets somehow stuck on some backwater buttfuck planet and lost. Bad shit happens. And they keep trying to send like wave after wave of people to come pick him up, but he's fucked up in the head due to shit happened.
Sure.
And he just starts killing his own dudes, not realizing they're his own dudes.
He thinks he's in war, right?
Yeah, like he's like having like one of those like weird PTSD fucked up flashback moments, and he's dropping his own guys. And I'm not talking with a rifle, like he's ripping people's fucking arms and shit off, fucking up his own dudes. At the end of the book, they finally manage to subdue him and like take him back to like base. They give him a cigar that has drugs in it, so he doesn't have flashbacks.
Okay, I want to be in the room with the writer of that comic when he's trying to explain to his wife that it's like, I feel like I wrote like a really personal story with this fucking robot comic that I just wrote.
Dude, this robot's got really bad PS.
It made me better understand my father's like post-traumatic stress after Nam, like writing this story about
It's
this
like fucking
robot.
Nam.
Wait, was it still called that then, or was it Shell Shock at that point? Still?
It was shell shock.
Shell Shock.
Yeah.
in
Nam
Vietnam.
was still shell shock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like IDW is actually
Which is
kinda,
probably
like,
the
really
name of a
tried-
transformer, to be fair.
I mean, that's an awesome name.
There
actually.
is
Shell
one
Shock.
named Bombshell, I think.
Okay.
And I think there's all kinds of weird fucking
Is that a
names.
fembot?
No, it's one of the Insecticons actually.
Shell Shock? It
Well,
sounds like
no, if it's a
Combaticon.
fembot, it's definitely going to be a Decepticon. I mean, let's be fair.
Isn't there a Combaticon named Shell Shock?
Yeah, I think there is. There's a
A
couple of them.
what? A what con?
Combaticon.
Oh. Okay.
They're all military equipment.
Yeah, no, I thought.
I mean, IDW is really
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the
actually.
poor
Transformers
robot
that
that
turns
ends up
into
being
big
the
robots.
walkie-talkie.
I think they got it. But
I'm a sniper
IDW,
rebel.
Devastator.
I'm a bazooka. I'm a fucking walkie-talkie.
there's one in one of the comics right now. Like he turns into a USB drive and he's real bummed out about it. Like no joke, he turns into a USB drive and he's real bummed out about it because he's like, I have a shit fucking alt mode. But IDW's really trying to amp up the human factor in the storytelling because they're trying to engage.
Depending on
other
how he
readers.
turns into a robot, he's just like, I've got the weirdest shaped rectangular dick. Like,
That reminds me of the Rick and Morty. What is my purpose? You pass the butter.
Oh.
Life is pain.
So wait, the comics are still good?
Oh, the comics are fantastic. The IDW comics are better than the Marvel ones ever were in the 80s.
Really?
They've done a lot of work to like really put like stories and like really make you engage with these characters because they're trying to reach out to an audience our age, not 8-year-olds that need to go buy toys. It's actually
Nice.
they're really good.
All right.
well, yeah, because they are pushing for that nostalgia factor.
Well,
you know?
they started on that. Like that's where when they got the license in 2005 from the 8 people that fucked it up beforehand and had like a 2 or 3 year run. They've had it since 2005. They just got renewed again. Transformers Hasbro just renewed the license again. They're like, yeah, no, fuck it, keep doing this shit. But they started with the nostalgia gimmick and kind of went from there. They picked up and eventually finished where Marvel left off in the 80s, brought it out to a conclusion, and then ran their own shit.
Well, you're seeing that with a lot of comics, not just Transformers. Like, if you look at like the Archie comics, went really dark.
Oh, yeah.
for a little bit, where Archie gets fucking like spoiler alert, gets fucking shot at some point, and like it's like him in the future as an adult and stuff like that. And,
There was an Archie series where they were
like zombies or something.
no
Or-
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu,
Like Bride of
Okay.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, but that's what they did now with the Riverside, the TV show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it's the Archie reboot that nobody ever wanted.
Yeah, pretty much.
There was an Archie zombie run.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
There
No, I
was-
was just saying
yeah.
there was a zombie run. It was
There
actually
was
pretty
even
good.
there was a Transformers zombie run at one point too.
No, fuck that, dude.
What are you
That
gonna
fucking
do?
happened.
Bite a
Fucking
zombie?
Zombie robot, man.
There was
Doesn't work that
there was
way.
an
Shit happens.
episode of Transformers where it was the energy vampires.
Yep.
And turning, yeah.
Oh yeah, IMDb's really tried to they started with a nostalgia factor, and they got their
They
teeth
go
sunk
like,
in.
all we want to do is eat your transistors. Like, what
Fuck if I know. It was a weird miniseries. It was like out of
Give me a
canon
second.
miniseries thing. But they did it because that was at the height of like the zombie fad. Like everything had to be a fucking zombie. We had to make a zombie to sell shit.
it's going around Ram,
Yeah.
Ram.
But they really done a lot of good work with it. And then once they got the following renewed, they went back to like where the war started before the war and showed you how the war started. And it was actually, they did a lot of social and political allegory without getting too heady into current events.
Okay.
So it was a lot of it was vague, and you could very clearly see like there's social and political allegory, but it's not heavy-handed.
I like that our generation, this is where we stand now, where people back in the day used to read like Brave New World in 1984 and like Catch-22 and like all the and Catcher in the Rye and like all these books
I've
to
never
get
read
some
that.
some like insight on the human condition or like the political environment or anything like that. And we're reading about zombie Transformers and then like with PTSD that turn into fucking military weapons apparently or something.
I mean, I don't know about the human condition, but I read the Inhuman Condition.
The Inhuman Condition?
Clive Barker.
Oh, right. I have not read that one.
Like pre-Hellbound Heart Clive Barker.
Yeah,
or
early
good
on.
Clive Barker. Before he
fair,
went all Weeb World
I
and
think,
shit.
yeah. Well, I think I've read Weave World and
Yeah, it's not.
Imagica. I think
It's not
I've
what I
read.
want
and,
from Clive Barker. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's just not what he's capable of.
yeah, sure.
We'll go that
for
route.
sure. But Transformers. Is there anything else you want to hit on? I'm sure we'll get back to it.
I'll
at some
come
point.
back. I don't want to like just turn your robot podcast
Yeah,
Into
Transformers
just
episode,
Transformers.
honestly.
Oh, we're gonna have our own Transformers episode. Sure.
Yeah, so I'm not going to
Absolutely.
hijack your whole giant robot just for Transformers if we're going to do a whole one later.
The other one, we glanced on Voltron, but we really need to kind of like circle back around a little bit to Voltron because how many different iterations of Voltron were we talking? Like 5, maybe? I think?
It
I did
depends.
not know that.
The original Voltron we got in the States was an amalgamation of
combination of
like 3 or 4 different Japanese series.
And we glanced on that on the anime episode a little
Right.
bit, but
They did that with a lot of things. Even Robotech that we saw here on Toonami, we were all like 8 or a little bit older for you.
Yeah.
But that was an amalgamation of 2 or 3 different series. The most commonly well known, of course, was Macross.
Which was the first one that they showed over here.
Right.
That was the first
but
one.
it's all been kind of amalgamated. That was in the 70s when they're like, people want Japanimation, so they just jammed a bunch of Japanese shit together, re-edited it with new audio, and said, fuck it, here, have this shit. I don't care.
is it made by Japanese people? Cool, move it.
Like we got what was it? G-Force was one we got,
Yep.
and that was like mixed up from like 3 or 4 different shows. But the
Star
Voltron,
Blazers.
Star
and-
Blazers, yeah, we got a lot of like weird mixed up shit. It really wasn't until the 80s that they started actually just straight up copying an existing series, editing it, translating it, and sending it over, which was kind of how we got Transformers.
Yeah.
But with like Voltron, there was like 3 or 4 different series that were mushed together, and there was over there they had Lion Voltron, there was Car Voltron that was like 20 different fucking cars.
Yeah, it was all vehicles.
Yeah, they were all vehicles. It was like a bunch of different fucking cars. There was another one, and I forget what the fuck they were. But that was the 3 robot
one, yeah.
Then there was one they had that was like, this was in the 90s. It was like weird, awful 3D CGI in that 90s era of bad CGI that they tried to bring back the Lions, and it was terrible. And now there's the new Netflix reboots. It's pretty sweet.
Which,
Yeah,
that's what I
actually
wanted to get to. I've
really like that
not
one.
seen that yet, and I've
Season
heard,
1 was fantastic, but it like, we were talking earlier before we started like recording and whatnot about how like series can be kind of long. They spend 12 episodes getting to the point where they are in the castle of the 5 lions, and they're in space, and the princess is kidnapped.
Okay.
So like
It's a lot of build-up.
It's a lot of build-up to show you the backstory of why these 5 people have these fucking robots and exactly how completely fucked they are.
Now, Jesse, you're old.
You're old.
Yeah,
You fart
I
dust.
guess.
I'm assuming when you were younger, you watched Robotech and you watched Voltron.
Yeah,
and
actually,
everything like that.
luckily my brother was a big geek, so I absolutely despised Looney Tunes and any of that shit. I wanted the
fuck off.
I wanted
really?
No. I wanted that stuff was like brainless. I wanted smarter.
Now that
fare.
we're old, we have a certain appreciation for it because it's politically incorrect and fucked
Looney
up.
Tunes is awesome. Fuck you.
Your
No,
argument's
Looney
about
Tunes
as thin
sucked,
as your hair,
man. That
sir.
was mindless slapstick bullshit. So that's how I felt anyway. But like yeah, it was. So I watched Robotech and Tranzor and all that, and
Fucking Transor Z.
yeah.
Yep.
Elbow missiles, like that's completely impractical. Like,
I
where are the
forgot
joint
about-
mechanisms. Like,
Fist missiles, tit missiles.
Yeah.
missiles, yeah.
So
By the way,
slapstick is
fist
dumb.
missile is something I call something else. But
So slapstick
That's
is
another night
dumb,
to fall
but
out.
physics.
No, there's
outdoors
an
okay.
actual storyline going on here.
Oh. But the physics of it's fucked, and it's okay.
I preferred Robotech, and
that's
I've-
called Super Robot.
I'm actually
where-
not.
yeah.
I'm actually not a fan of big robots. I find them to be completely impractical. But I mean, you
Well,
know,
I'm so glad that we
sometimes
got
it
you
could
on
be-
this
Yeah,
episode.
really.
He's our Debbie Downer
I
tonight.
found it a little bit strange.
Seriously, go back to your hole.
Yeah.
Fucking
Hobbits
column
live in
over there.
holes.
I think to clarify on the whole robot thing, this does still kind of cover because we wouldn't really be able to do an episode on its own without it kind of crossing over into robot territory, Mech Suits and the like as well, which, I mean, we're talking even to the point where Edge of Tomorrow, technically, we could talk about that. Or like the suits.
Fucking
from-
Groundhog Day with Mech Suits. Great.
Hey, that's
That
a
movie's
was good.
fucking
That's
awesome,
actually,
dude. Fuck you.
that's based on a novel. All You Need Is Kill, which I
Yeah.
own, and that novel was great. It didn't really have a lot to do with the movie. Like the movie didn't
Translate
really
well.
follow it, but like
Well,
Was the
just
book
basic
more
concepts, but-
action, or was it
Speaking
more
of
theory?
books
the
that
book
were
was a
turned into
page
movies that
turner.
have
It
giant
was nothing
robots.
but like, oh, it died again, so now we gotta just keep it going.
Okay.
Speaking of books that were turned into movies that did eventually have giant robots, there is still Robert Heinlein's classic of Starship Troopers.
They're talking about doing a remake of that.
I hope it's closer to the book. I really enjoyed the movie because
That
it was
campy-
fun.
That campy, ridiculous, kind of tongue-in-cheek
Oh yeah.
Starship Troop. Oh no,
I
that
love
The
was-
movie
that
was
one, but
fun, but nothing like the book.
But that was
then they
coming
made
off-
the TV series.
That was coming off of like that was early '90s Paul Verhoeven,
Yeah.
like Total
talking about the
Recall
animation?
and
Yeah.
RoboCop were supposed to be super violent, celebrating fascism, like
And it was
ironically,
very
kind of.
satirical,
yeah.
But Heinlein's book was it was sarcastically critical of the government and the pro-military culture at the time when he wrote it. It was very much, pretty much like, spread the cheeks and lick the military's asshole, which we're back at that. But anyway, the animation series that they did for Starship Troopers was far closer to the spirit of the book and did feature a lot more robots and mech suits and shit.
Yeah, because I
And
think
it was fantastic.
the only mech suit that I remember from any of the Starship Troopers movies, because there were three.
Yep.
3.
I've seen them.
Is Marauder.
Yes.
They're like right at the end where all these mechs are lined up to kill
Oh, yeah.
the giant Earth monster thing, the organic Unicron.
Yeah. Giant monster robot thing.
Yeah,
Blob.
thing, that blob inside a planet thing. That
Orson Welles.
I'm not ruining anything for anyone that hasn't
No.
seen this movie. No, you're not.
No.
What is it
It's
again?
been out a while. I think you can spoil it.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's on Netflix still.
Even if it came out like yesterday, it's not a Shyamalan what a twist situation. It's fucking.
Shyamalan.
It's a direct-to-video Starship Troopers 3. I think you're
Shamalama
going to
Ding
be
Dong?
okay. Yeah,
It's a fun tromp through awful.
One thing that actually crosses a few different genres but works in this is War of the Worlds. Because that is a
Yeah.
giant mech suit, basically. You think it's a machine,
Yeah.
but it's a giant mech suit. Little tiny
Yeah.
little alien.
So
the
Independence Day?
Huh?
That brings us back to Independence Day.
Independence Day. But those are ships, not so much giant.
But the big
have-
aliens still had a little tiny dude in there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are
They
suits.
kind of had
They were
like
suits, yeah.
biomech, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
suits.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Which
sequel
brings you to
was
Guyver.
disappointing.
Oh, the
watched it?
Guyver.
Guyver.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you think it would be good?
Is that too old?
I
you know
just-
what?
I remember
love
seeing
the
it,
first
like,
one
20
so
years
much
ago.
just,
Fucking
as
Biomax.
a fun movie. Yeah.
I did love the first one, but I had literally zero. I knew it was going to suck.
I was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
give it a chance, and yeah, they didn't really.
I'm glad I didn't waste
They
my
didn't
time.
do anything with it. The aliens came in their big ass ship and
God, I
didn't
actually
do
forget.
anything.
Yeah.
So no destruction? No.
They were absolutely superior to us in every way, and they just sat there and didn't do anything.
Wait, what is this? We're talking about?
Independence Day
Independence
too.
Day sequel.
Independence Day 2. Yeah. Like,
Oh, it's fucking terrible.
yeah.
You saw it?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
It was not good.
Yeah.
Not good at
I
all.
knew it was
Goldblum
going to
fuck it
suck.
up?
Why did people watch it? Like, it was going to be bad.
No, I
Like,
think the movie fucked itself up. Like the storyline was fucking terrible.
Even Will Smith was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, no. What they did is they got a up and coming actor to be his son, and he was the hotshot pilot. You know, it was not awesome.
See, like I'm just I no matter how much or who shits on it, like I love the original one.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that,
it's good.
That movie's amazing.
It's fun. It's a good movie.
It's fun, and I mean for the time, it was great. It's fucking
Punch you in the
graphics
face.
and
It's Tom
CG,
Welcome to
and
Earth.
The storyline flowed well. Like there's no really dead spots in it, and I'm like, all right, 20 years later, nah, fuck you, man. I'm not doing this. They coming back and they're pissed. Yeah, fuck you, man. Like I knew it was gonna suck.
As far as Mech Suits goes and Aliens, terrible movie, but the suits were really cool. Avatar.
Yes.
They had the
James
big
Cameron?
boss
Yeah.
fucking like.
Yeah.
Dances with Smurfs.
Fuck that movie though.
It
God
was
damn.
Yeah, fuck that
definitely-
movie.
Fuck that movie, man.
That movie was
wanted to
That
make,
movie
like,
was worse than
several of those.
Titanic, and I hate Titanic.
So James Cameron stopped Terminator 2 is what you're saying. He just is done.
Yep.
I just loved at the
Yeah.
end of Avatar where like the Na'vi was hanging off the side of the sinking boat and was like, "I'll never let go," and then let go with a lock of hair, like to the other lock of hair.
Speaking of which,
That's a special
that,
edition.
Yeah, right.
That like weird space docking thing they did with the hair and the flying critter. What the fuck?
Space docking way less cool than space dock in, which is super awesome.
Oh yeah.
The best part of that whole movie was the parodies that were made by like people like Robot Chicken and South Park.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Robot Chicken's Blue Rabbits fucking was hilarious. Look it up on YouTube.
Blue rabbits fucking.
Just look up Robot Chicken,
Okay.
Blue Rabbits fucking.
All right.
It's fucking hilarious.
Excellent. I'll probably post it on the page once this is about to come out on the audio side
Do
of
that.
things.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Excellent. What are some of the other like not giant robot movies, but like that features mech suits or robots in the movies?
Mechagodzilla.
Mechagodzilla
Well,
is a
yeah.
good example.
That
yeah.
was more a giant monster movie with a robot.
That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun though.
That was
And they
super
made
fun.
several movies with Mechagodzilla.
Yes.
That became a long-standing.
Final Wars. Whew.
I love Final Wars.
I love Final Wars. It's so bad. It's terrible.
Amazing. I have that on DVD.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Of course you do.
You said it like you should have added like I have that on the DVD. Like, that's how you said it.
Motherfucker, I want it on Blu-ray so I can see the zipper on the suit.
Like you said it. You said it proudly. Like that was the newest form of like physical media that you can get is the DVD.
You don't have it yet. I only have the DVD.
The DVD. I went down to the Walmart. They had
I've got it on fucking laser disc.
laser disc.
Oh,
Got this 4-foot wide disc we gotta watch it on.
I'd actually be more impressed if you had that on laser disc.
Yeah, no shit, right? Because Laserdisc now someone's like, ooh.
Ooh, laser disc.
This antiquated piece of shit you got in your fucking living room.
It's like a shiny record.
It's like the fucking Voyager disc.
You should see Anthony's collection, man.
Is it
They,
bad?
they got all into the Laserdisc. Him and his
Oh dear
parents.
God.
Wait, Groot?
What? I didn't
Bruce
know.
have-
I didn't know
Bruce has
people actually
Laserdisc?
got into that. Like,
Yep.
'cause
Oh, yeah.
It was so short lived that like, you
but
know.
the people
Yeah.
who had it are so
Well,
damn
you know,
proud.
Groot's
Oh,
and
yeah.
his fads.
It's
Yeah.
like people who still have
He's all about
HD
the
DVDs. I got an HD DVD
Oh,
on my
yeah, the
Xbox.
HD and the Blu-ray. I remember that.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was fucking.
That's when I worked at the Blockbuster Video. That's
Fuck
how
you,
long ago
Toshiba.
that was. Because that still was a thing. back
I couldn't
then.
believe that was a fight. This disc holds 30 gigs. This disc holds 50. Well, I understand math. This one's not going to fucking last.
Funny bit is a way for me to rope in my boy in Tropic Thunder. Jay Baruchel during that movie, when they were going on a walk through a scene, he was talking about the pros and cons of HD DVD versus Blu-ray, and he was saying that whichever the porn industry sides with usually ends up being the one that wins. But the porn industry sided with HD DVD, so he was saying in the movie that HD DVD was going to be the next big thing, but it actually went Blu-ray instead.
Well, that's how it went with VHS and Beta.
Yep.
Do you know what actually ended up killing HDV more than anything, though?
It was the PlayStation 3 versus the Xbox 360.
Not even that. It was the fact that Toshiba had copyrighted the format. In order to burn or make an HD DVD, you had to pay money to Toshiba, and everyone said, fuck you. Sony said, here's the technology, use this disc.
Nice.
It was
Smart
the first
Sony.
media war they ever won.
I mean, they're still currently beating the Xbox in specs, but not in sales.
Yeah.
Hardware specs
No,
are
I'm
fantastic.
talking about new
No one
forms
wants to
of
make a
media,
game for the
like
PS4.
the UMD.
Why?
Nope. Beta. Nope.
Their dev kit sucks. Everyone I've ever heard who's looked at their dev kit, there's two big problems. To learn to use the dev kit to do PlayStation is a pain in the asshole. Secondly, Microsoft will give you money towards development of your game if you make an Xbox exclusive game. Sony goes, make a game, we'll release it.
Fair enough.
That's why.
I still back Sony before I back
I'm
Microsoft.
pro like non-exclusivity and just letting people make the games.
Technologically,
But
the
that's how you get
PlayStation's
free
have
money
always
to
been
make a game.
superior.
I know, that's why
Xbox.
I've had a PS1, a PS2, a PS3. Have yet to buy a PS4.
Now to jump back on the
other
rails
hand, though-
a little bit before we go to break because we don't have much longer. If we want to just really quickly list some of our favorite mecha like animation that we know of, like we hit on. There's like Mobile Suit Gundam and Evangelion, and are there any ones that we really want to bring up besides like the big heavy hitters or Appleseed's another one that I really like.
Ooh, Genocyber.
Genocyber. I have not seen that one.
That was violent.
Violent.
There were children being
Violence
cut to
good.
pieces by miniguns.
Yes!
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like a Rambo movie.
Yes.
Was there like a mech
Tokyo
suit
Police.
Tokyo Police, yeah.
Tokyo Police is that?
But that was a part of a larger.
That was large,
pantheon.
but they had a shitload of fucking giant robots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, Ghost in the Shell had those weird spider robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
true.
Tachkomos and what else? Appleseed had a bunch of.
Appleseed had a
great.
lot of them. They had suits and robots.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
Bubblegum Crisis,
unless it's like a
that was definitely lots of mech suits in that one.
unless
All
it's
the
like
fucking-
a samurai era anime, there's gonna be a robot at some
There
point.
was a samurai robot anime. I forget what the fuck it was called, but I remember
Silver
watching.
Samurai. Oh no,
Yeah.
that was
No,
the
that's-
villain.
that's
in-
What was the one where they took like they had pylons driven into Jupiter and they were using Jupiter as a big bomb. They were gonna blow it up somewhere, and it was a bunch of women inside these giant mech suits in
bunch
space,
of fucking women.
and like
That
Always
just
trying to
says
turn
Japan.
like,
always
it-
trying
it
to
wasn't-
turn
was it
Jupiter into a bomb.
Gunbuster?
Or
It may have been Gunbuster, but
Might
I'm
have
not.
been.
Oh,
That'd be
that's
a
gonna
while.
kill me.
well, we can look it up on the break.
Google it or
We're
take a
about
break.
there on the break at this point anyway. So
So to bring it back to Sony, they also have the Amiibo robot now.
the amiibo.
What is that?
Have you not? They've got fuck is that it's called? They've got like it's like a man-sized robot. It's got like a wheel.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking NASA EVA suit.
Oh
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That fucking thing.
That thing's creepy.
It really is.
Yeah, it's super creepy. It reminds me of what is it, Robbie the Robot from NES, but like
Somewhere in
his
Japan,
older brother.
Robbie the Robot from NES. There's Robbie the Robot, and then there's that little NES that's thing that used to spin a top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what game went with it. I
Yeah.
didn't know anybody that had it.
No.
I just saw it on commercials, and I was like, "That's fucking cool." And apparently, it didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Remember the Super NES bazooka?
I had it, the Super Scope 6, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're right, I had
Yeah.
it.
Could you wear your power
That's
glove
right up
with
there
it?
with the glove.
Yeah, right.
I
Well,
love
that's
the
the
power
fucking
glove.
technology,
I
yeah.
got
It's
it with
so
the,
bad.
I got it with the Super Scope 6 video game that had like 6 mini games on it, and I think one other game came out that used the Super Scope, and that was it. Because the problem was, as cool as it was to have a fucking bazooka, standing straight and having this thing on your shoulder for like more than 20 minutes, you get tired. Your hands are up the whole time. So kids are just like, no, this is fucking dumb. I'm just going to sit on the couch slouched over with my controller.
Just put it up against the screen and
This is
You
now
couldn't
my
do that.
This is
You
now my
couldn't do
light
that.
gun cock. I'm
Because
just gonna wave this at the TV.
Instead of the light gun, it had a little sensor like the fucking Wii's have now on top of the TV. So you couldn't really like put it at the TV because it had to hit the sensor. So it was,
that sucks.
fucking
They
bullshit.
never made an updated like duck hunt for that. I wanted to shoot ducks with a fucking bazooka.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I wanted to shoot that dog.
Duck Hunt, you just shot the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you could put it right up the TV and just shoot.
right up to the
And it
TV.
was-
Yeah.
You fucker.
That was all those light gun games. Even
So-
when PlayStation had the fucking remember they had a Die Hard game. They had Area 51. They had Time Crisis.
Yeah.
Do you remember Captain Power?
Captain fucking
Dude,
Power.
I loved that series. It was the darkest children's series I'd ever seen. But yeah, they had these toy gimmicks where it was
you
like
could shoot the screen and stuff. Yeah, yeah. All right, we're gonna take a brief break, or not brief break for those watching. We're gonna be back around 9:30. So stick around. When we come back, we're gonna talk about what we are drinking and get
My
into
robot
some of the
ear
ins and outs of some of the live action movies that we love and animation movies that we love and the ones that aren't that great that we want to talk about. I'm talking about Wild Wild West.
Oh, God.
on the second half
Fuck you,
of
man.
Geeks Under the Influence. Thank
No.
you guys
Wild, Wild
for
West.
sticking around this far. We'll be right back.
The movie that Will Smith was better than making fucking The Matrix.
Basically, yeah.
It is. Like, he turned down the role in The Matrix of Neo to do that.
Wait, Will Smith would have been Neo would have sucked.
What you doing on the 18th of February? Well, I'll tell you. You're coming to Broadberry for Breaking Silence, a Richmond YWCA benefit sponsored by the guys at Lucky 13. They decided for their 13-year anniversary, instead of throwing some like fest, they are throwing a benefit for the YWCA, who has been around for 130 years. This is a way for you to rock out with bands such as the Hellhounds, Venus Skytrap, Mistaker, and the Octane Saints coming out of retirement to play this show. It's $10 in advance. Just look up the Breaking Silence, a Richmond YWCA benefit on Facebook, and go through the link to Ticketfly to get your tickets for $10 a piece. 18th of February. Come out. You'll see a bunch of the panelists rocking out right along with you for charity.
Hey guys, thank you for watching the GUI Podcast. This is Nick from Instant Replay Live. I get plugged here a lot, and I'm being allowed to do it myself this time. I'm going to plug myself as much as I can. You can check out our Twitter at INST Replay Live. I'm going to plug myself again. I'm plugging myself in front of all these guys right here. You can find us on YouTube if you search for Instant Replay Live, or youtube.com/c/Instant Replay Live, or at InstantReplayLive.com. We do video games, we do tabletop role-playing games, and we do reviews and all kinds of other stuff. So check us out.
Toski from the YMN Podcast. Big fans of the Geeks Under the Influence. Talk about all the same shit, so definitely check us out. YMNpodcast.com.
This is Mike the Hobbit, direct from Fallout on a trivia night, telling you to come here every first and third Monday for trivia between 8 and 10, 25-cent wings, drink specials, prizes, and tons of really inappropriate trivia. It's a lot of fun. Do you guys agree? Definitely come out and enjoy trivia every first and third Monday at Fallout. In addition to Fallout, Geeks Under the Influence takes over Wonderland on the corner of 18th and Main Street for Geeks Under the Influence trivia every second and fourth Tuesday. So come and check it out. Ridiculous trivia, goofy music, great food, cheap drinks on the corner of 18th and Main Street, 1727 East Main. Come and check us out 8 to 10 every second and fourth Tuesday.
I thought it was like that like weird cover of like Black Sabbath's NIB, and I was like, when is the song going to start?
Promising, dude.
What's that?
I hate a
Doesn't
10-minute
smell
lead-in.
promising.
No.
Thanks a lot, Rush.
That's what I get for that's what I get
Rush,
for
but
getting a
goddamn.
beer based on the label.
Tastes better than it smells.
Smells.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Or that's what he said.
Yeah. or she. We're not
Yeah,
biased.
no, fair enough.
We're not biased, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we have a college in town. That's a common statement on both sides.
On both sides, definitely.
Tastes better
With the
than it
fanny
smells.
pack hipster community.
Welcome to Hairy Girls at VCU.
It's actually tastes
I think that was the name of a trauma film.
Probably is.
or should be.
Or should be.
College Bush.
Welcome back, guys. We are back for the second half of Geeks Under the Influence. As always, on the second half, we are talking about what we are drinking, and we got a couple shares this evening that half the panel, or a little over half the panel, is enjoying this evening.
Mm-hmm. You go. We're drinking yours.
All
so.
right. Well, first one up is something. It's not really thematic so much to the episode, because apparently there aren't a bunch of giant robot beers around.
I found one at Kroger.
That's
which
a crime.
I have like 3 left.
That
if
shit's
someone
good.
wants one.
That honey lager is amazing.
The Diesel
want one,
Punk,
grab
yeah,
one.
that's really good. This is called Love of the Damned, an old ale aged in Spanish brandy barrels, 9.6%, by Adroit Theory Brewing Company in Sterling, Virginia. So it is East Coast local.
My hometown.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So it's up
weird.
north, past
Up
the Mason
yonder?
Dixon.
Up yonder.
How north is that?
yeah, were you trying to do like a fucking Maine accent with that? What the fuck is that? Dude?
Road don't go nowhere.
sound like
Stays
that,
here
yeah.
all
This
winter
isn't a Stephen
long.
King episode, bro. Just
Richmond does don't go up there. Nothing but
Sometimes that is better.
holy shit.
All right, so this is an aged ale, aged in brandy barrels, 9.6%.
It tastes better than it smells, though. Seriously,
It's not bad. You can definitely tell. You can see the brandy happening there.
You know what I'm saying? That nose on it's like, ugh. It's almost like
It do have a brandy stank.
got a little stank on it.
It got a little stank on it. Yeah, definitely. But no, that's very, very drinkable. Especially, I think the brandy barrel action definitely takes down the fact that it's 9.6.
It
you don't
does say
get
9.6.
No, you don't get the 9.6 kind of feel to it. There's not that burn.
It's over 9,000?
That
was last week, wasn't it?
It went Super Saiyan,
My power
blonde
level's none of your
now.
freaking
Wait, this
business.
isn't the anime episode. Why are we talking about Super Saiyan?
They had robots.
Yeah, well,
Do they ever? Well, it's anime, so probably.
well,
they did, but it's not like giant robots.
It's just some robots.
Just some
Yeah,
robots.
androids.
Yeah.
A speckling of robots.
Weird prepubescent androids. A little weird and creepy.
Why was that not the name of the anime episode?
Prepubescent androids? Why don't you have a seat?
Did you have him on the episode?
No, I didn't.
Okay, there you go. So.
Yeah, the last thing I want is to put Kron around some anime fans. That sounds like
Oh, dude, that would have been so good though.
That's a bit. Send them up to CatsCon.
I've been to those.
I think that's what Symphony of Destruction was written about.
So if you do it round 2 of anime, let me know.
No, I'm not gonna.
Take a mortal man, put him in control. Yeah, there you go.
I haven't been to a WeebCon in years.
Oh God. So yeah, no, I'm happy with this. This is drinkable. It's it's not blowing my pants off or anything.
Well, that's good. Keep your pants on.
It's not a as we discovered on a previous episode, a dick kicker
Nope.
beer.
It's not a dick kicker.
No.
Hey,
That
you're
will not
welcome,
put you-
everybody. All right, that was me.
Will it not put your dick in the dirt?
It's 9%. It will put your dick in the dirt.
It'll,
Oh, okay.
but it won't kick your dick while you're drinking it.
Exactly.
Oh,
There's some
well, that's
beers,
all right
you know,
then.
you take a sip of, you're like, woo.
You go, God damn.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
So is there a rating system with the beers and Dick Kicker is on the top end or bottom end?
Top end. Yeah,
okay,
that's-
just making sure.
Which, yeah, I guess that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I don't like getting kicked in the dick. But I
Yeah,
like.
you
a
don't
good
like
beer.
you don't like drinking a heavy beer because it tastes good.
That
Then you
is a
stand up and you
different
fall on
night
your
of
fucking
Fallout.
face either.
Yeah,
That's
true.
happened before. Just saying. Oh, this beer's good. Glug glug glug.
On a scale of 1 to passed out in a stranger's car, where are we?
We are comfortably sitting on a friend's couch. You dick.
I am a dick.
Wait, well, there's passed out in a stranger's car and then waking up in a stranger's lap. Oh.
Oh, Stranger's Lap is worse than Stranger's Car.
Yeah,
Definitely,
no.
definitely.
That's
I
like
would
the
far,
afterthought
I would
of that.
far rather be woken up by a police officer in a stranger's car than a stranger with my head in their lap. And they're going, "So while you're here,
I didn't take it out for air.
Does this make you the little spoon?
that makes you the spork."
Holy shit.
How did you know I called my dick the spork?
I didn't, but now we do.
Yeah, now we know.
So Katie likes going to KFC.
Look, I like to dress it in a cape and we go on adventures. Its superhero name is the Spork.
Well, all right then. I guess
That's-
it's a little bit different than the tick.
Yeah.
The Tick's a way worse name for your dick than the Spork. I'm just
Oh, no,
saying.
the spork's pretty rough, man.
Yeah.
Spork.
The spork, yeah.
Yeah, it's just round and tiny.
No, it's
Round, short,
multi-purpose.
pointy.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I was going with the size and shape.
No,
Yeah, okay.
it's not multi-purpose. It has one freaking purpose.
I don't
The
know.
spork.
It's bulbous and the points
Have
are
you
very
ever
short.
used your dick as a catapult?
Hang on. That
He
thing.
hangs out at Fallout. The answer's probably yes.
That's true.
Have I used it as one? No. Has
Especially-
other people used it as one?
Especially at Fallout Dick Catapult Night.
Dick Catapult Night.
it's-
Have you
Christ.
flicked a jelly bean into her mouth with your cock yet?
No. That, no.
M&M.
Not yet.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Still not yet.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
You see that they got the little tiny Reese's cups now.
They're the miniatures. It's,
Yeah, the
make sure
miniatures.
you just describe that. You said cup. I'm like, all right.
Like a big.
We're just going through the sweet part of the salty sweet trail mix train. Like, okay, M&M, Reese's peanut butter cups.
We
Fuck it,
skipped right over
Skittles? Let's just get
cashews.
weird.
Taste the rainbow, bitch.
No, but now I have weekend plans.
I mean, And when you're done, you can eat cave frosting off her ass if you're bored.
Oh, really?
Hey, don't knock that until you tried it, okay?
Hey, whatever you're into,
I
bro,
recommend
you do hang out at
Funfetti.
Fallout. Again, we'll say that.
Gotta go with the funfetti frosting.
It depends on the frosting, really, because some of that stuff's just so sweet. It's just I can't really enjoy the ass flavor with
You've either got to go
frosting.
with the funfetti to make it colorful or the buttercream.
buttercream. I think that might just not work right with
I'm out of this conversation.
This is how we get pulled from iTunes.
buttercream. Buttercream might make it a little too real.
Okay,
Oh.
it's still got to be better than Jello shots.
Probably.
Yes.
Well, anything's better than Jello shots.
Yes,
most of the
especially when they're eating off your chest. It's not fun.
Why is
Jell-O gets
how is
sticky.
that- Well, so does fucking frosting.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Jello shots. Normally, when Jello shots happen, it's because in your head you think, what's going to happen is the night was okay, and then Jello shots came out, and it was fucking blast. You know what never happens the next morning? You never explain to somebody, oh, yeah, it was kind of a boring night, and then Jello shots came out, and then it was a fucking blast. That's never the actual description of the evening.
No, it's usually I had 5 Jello shots, then they all kicked in at once, and suddenly I forgot where I was and what happened.
And then all of a sudden, I was line dancing with a gentleman named Susan, and I didn't know where.
And that's when you became the little spoon.
Jello shots are a lot like pop
Spork.
brownies. You're like, oh, these aren't working yet. Let me eat more. Next thing you know, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the problem with
Wait,
that
we're actually live streaming. Can you do that? Because there we go.
and I feel like for me, part of the problem with the Jello shots is exactly that, but it's because I've been drinking usually my liquor of choice, so a bourbon of some sort, and there's no Jello shots of bourbon. So when you get a Jello shot, it's either vodka or fucking tequila.
Or rum.
Or rum.
Yeah,
So you've got
yeah.
3 different liquors, and I've had a tray where it's assorted. So you're taking Jello shots, you're like, I've got a stomach full of bourbon, well, a bloodstream full of bourbon, and then I just top it off with a mixture of other liquors. That's usually why it kicks me in the dick.
You've never had it when the asshole like me makes them out of grain and moonshine?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That can't taste good.
I can just see the
Everclear.
Ron
Everclear
Swanson Jello
Everclear
shot.
tastes good never.
The Ron
No, it
Swanson
doesn't.
Jello
Unless
shot
it's in
would
a
just
huge
be
thing
like
of like jungle juice.
the plastic
Same concept.
Jello shot glass with just really good bourbon poured in, just like a little sipper of it. You're like, oh, that'll work.
The only time I've seen a bourbon Jello shot was someone made with lemon lime
gross.
Jello.
Ugh.
They were trying to like make like a whiskey sour flavor
Yeah,
thing,
I get it. No.
but it wasn't good.
So they were failing at making a whiskey sour
And
thing.
it looked like shit water because it was like it had like the color of
It was like baby shit water.
yeah, it had like the greenish yellow color of lemon lime Jello, but like it still had the brown tint from bourbon. It just looked like shit water. It was like, oh, I should plunge this because Richmond.
All right, so Lowdown.
Yes.
You brought a beer as well for us
did.
to enjoy.
I did.
Give him a second. Oxygen's not his friend right now.
Shit water Jello shots.
All right.
Speaking of shit water Jello shots, what are you bringing for us to drink tonight?
I'm bringing Smooth Sailor.
Smooth
Smooth
sailor.
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 Wow. that belongs in Norfolk.
Yeah,
Smooth
this brought to
Sailor.
you by
That's
Norfolk.
what Lowdown's known as on the street.
Yeah.
That's right. It's an barrel-aged vanilla porter. It's by Brothers Brewing Company, or Brothers Craft Brewing, out of Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Can you say that brewing company again? I just like the way you say it.
Brothers Craft
There we
Brewing
go.
Company, out of
That's brothers with an A.
Brothers, yeah,
Brothers,
out of
Brothers.
Harrisonburg, Virginia. So
Which,
actually,
by the way, a town that doesn't have any brothers.
no shit, right?
It does.
White bread
however-
motherfuckers out there.
It does, however, have lots of essays.
Does it
I've
have
been to
essays?
Harrisonburg. There's a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
does.
essays up there.
Oh, they have
Yeah.
lumber mills out there.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No joke. I live
I
like
know, I
near
know,
there.
I
Like
know.
that's a thing. Yeah,
I've
that's
been
a
to
thing.
Harrisonburg, bitch.
My buddy Sean
Hanging
had
out
like
with your,
some
with your
Mexican steal
JMU
his doormat.
motherfuckers.
JMU.
JMU.
Anyway, so East Coast local. I'm actually East Coast local all around because I've got the classic lager by Blue Mountain out of Nellysford, Virginia,
They were doing a tasting
beer's
over
pretty
at
hot.
Once Upon a Vine today.
Nelson County. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I
they
like
were.
the Nelson County like run to go down 151 and just drink all the beers,
And the liquor. They've got.
and
a
then
brewery
you go
out-
to
they've got a distillery.
Silverback and
Yep.
get hammered.
And they got a site. They got 2 cideries too.
Yep, they got
Blue
there's
Toad
Bold
and-
Rock.
Blue Toad and Bold
And
Rock.
Bold Rock. Yeah.
I haven't been to Blue Toad yet.
They
Blue Toad's
have
great.
good ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
And we found out that he sucks at cornhole like bad.
I don't know what was happening.
You just suck.
I
That's
was
what's
Good.
happening.
Is he
Fucking
bad
terrible.
at giving or receiving?
both actually. both sides. Yeah.
He just gave up at one point too. He was just like, fuck this.
I mean,
No, when I
you're
threw
a big
it-
black man. Of course he gave up.
When I threw the beanbag at a 90-degree angle from where I was trying to throw it,
True story, guys. True story.
when it almost hit people watching us play cornhole, then yeah. I was like, I'm done. I am completely done.
Sports are not your thing.
I tried to sports. I did not sports. So,
No, you did not.
no.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking on as a total. Classic
And
lager.
I need a
and
little
Brothers.
little
Yeah,
taste
you done?
of the brother beer over there.
Finish that. Don't taint it.
Oh, is there still a little bit? Oh, there's.
Is that backwash?
No tainting.
No tainting.
He's usually into taints. I don't know.
Brothers don't like that taint. What are you talking about? That's a Hobbit thing with your fucking buttercream asshole thing, man.
Could I try a swig of that,
Yeah,
sir?
it's for share, man. It's
Yep.
for share.
There's 3 of these left. Someone grab one or try it, pass it around. I don't care. Go
It's a
for it.
good beer. Have you tried that?
No, yes, I have tried that before.
The
diesel
Honey Amber
pump?
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that. That's pretty good.
Actually, I bought a 6-pack off of your recommendation. You posted a picture of it to Untapped, I think.
Yeah, I think it did, yeah.
And I was like, all right. I saw it at Kroger. Fuck, I'll try it.
Nice.
So, am I up next, I guess? Or are we going the other direction?
You're up next.
You can go next. Yeah.
All right. So, I'm drinking this beer. It's called Diesel Punk Honey Amber. I got their beer one day. I may or may not have been on drugs at Kroger. I was like,
he's always
yes.
on drugs.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sweet. It's in like an orange or brown can. There's like a robot on the bottle, and it looks kind of like...
Did you
got a
say
neat
robot?
It's got a robot.
Robot.
It looks like a steampunk beer.
It does.
Robot.
It looks like a steampunk beer, and it looked kind of neat, and I was like, fuck it. It's $9 for a 6-pack. I'll give it a shot. It was actually pretty good. This is their Honey Amber. They have an IPA, they have a stout, they have a Pilsner. All under the same brand with the same markings, just different colors. So I did a little bit of boring research on the internet one day while I was high and Googled some shit. Apparently this is Kroger's store brand beer. Kroger makes this shit.
What?
If you look at the side of the can, it says brewed by World Brews, Rochester, New York. So technically it's East Coast, but not local to here.
No, it's still East Coast local according to that fucker over there.
According to the East Coast local rules, yes.
All right, cool. So I guess it's East Coast local, but it's made for Kroger. The only place you can get this shit is fucking Kroger.
That's not true because it's
Once
actually
Upon a
at
Vine
Once Upon
has
a
it.
Vine.
Yeah. They have
Really?
it. Yes.
I've never seen it. Apparently, it's like
I just saw it tonight.
It's like made. It's like Kroger store
No,
brand
I like
beer.
that your revelation got immediately shut down.
Again, this was my 5 minutes of I was high and Googled some shit.
You were like, here's the thing. I got this really cool thing. No, you're completely wrong. You are so completely wrong.
Remember, kids, don't get high and Google shit. You might be
good.
wrong.
Our porter was better.
What's that?
Our porter was better.
True. Well,
Did
our
my
porter was
research.
really fucking
Dude,
good.
my
It's gone now, right?
Yeah. I went to 3 Notched last week, I want to say. And
they were out.
yeah, they had finished up that run. I got hit up by one of the bartenders that said that I need to harass Stefan, the brewer,
make it
about
okay?
doing a second run because they occasionally do second runs. So we'll see. Of course, anybody listening or watching, if they do a second run of the East Coast local at 3 Notch, we will definitely let you guys know. We absolutely fucking loved it. So
It's
and,
fucking
really
delicious.
good.
and not just because it had our name attached to
No,
it.
it was good.
It's genuinely good
was
beer.
good.
It is my bellwether for porter is still Edmund Fitzgerald, made by Erie Brewer Company, and I enjoyed that one as much.
Nice.
Really?
Okay.
It meets my bellwether. And to be fair, like if you look at like beer reviews for the Edmund Fitzgerald porter, it's basically everyone reviews it as this is the textbook definition of what a porter should be. Mm-hmm. It's not, hey, I added a bunch of shit to it. Hey, I made a weird hyphenated thing. It's this is how porter should taste. You drink this beer. You eat fucking roast beef, carrots, and potatoes. You live in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Theirs
Well,
was just
this
as
one
good.
had a little bit of fun
Cinnamon.
to it,
I got a cinnamon
but the
flavor to
cinnamon
it.
kick really came up front. But it wasn't overpowering. It wasn't a cinnamon beer per se.
I got the cinnamon more as a smell than a taste.
the taste only came in really on the front from what
Yeah,
I saw.
I
It just gave you
barely
a
got
little
a cinnamon
sharpness on the
taste.
front, which was really nice. It was kind of a cool note that I wasn't used to with beers that didn't fuck with the rest of the beer.
I got a very hefty, like when you pull like the glass to take a drink, I got a very hefty whiff of the cinnamon and vanilla, but not a lot of taste of it. It still tasted like a unmolested porter.
Yeah.
Unmolested
Nice.
porter.
But besides the share beers and everything, I'm just cheaping out with the champagne of beers, the High Life.
Gotta have the high life.
Gotta have
New
the High
Year's.
Life. Living the High Life.
Back in the high life again?
Get to hang out with you assholes all the time.
Are you back in the high life again?
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening. So I think that's all that's being dranked.
Drink.
Aged 4 billion years.
Water.
Straight out of the tap.
Water and Mountain Dew.
I got Diet Gatorade here.
That is filtered piss.
That's fine.
So?
Not that.
Yeah, I know. So?
No, yours looks like filtered
It's also
piss.
necessary to keep
That
living.
is diet birth control.
Tell that to like 60% of the population, because 60% of the population doesn't drink fucking water.
I hate drinking water.
They drink a
It's
lot more water than you
delicious.
think.
How do you hate
You know what,
water?
Water is
Jesse,
not delicious.
it
Water
is-
has no flavor.
Jesse, every
So
single
good.
person in Flint, Michigan is super jealous of you right now.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Same for Africa.
Oh, and I say that with nothing but love for Flint, Michigan. Like, I feel so fucking bad for those
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
like,
definitely.
holy shit.
Guys, Flint still doesn't have water. Like, we're arguing about dumb shit. Flint doesn't have water still. Like, send them money and water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously.
seriously.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Like, and like back to what you're saying. Like, my doctor was like, "You drink half your body weight in water.
That's
That's 130 ounces."
That's total garbage. You don't have to do that. You just have to drink like maybe 2 or 3 glasses a day.
Do you know
maybe.
how fucking hard it is to drink 130 ounces of water in a day without pissing every 5 fucking minutes?
You know how hard
No,
that is
'cause I
not
do. I
getting
piss every couple
hyponatremia?
minutes.
Might have a science
Over a
background.
24-hour
Yeah, that's
period.
you could die.
That's what they mean.
That actually
over a
happened to one that was-
24-hour period.
That was in a contest to win
Yep.
a Wii.
Yeah.
And
Hold
it was
your Wii for a Wii.
Yeah, hold your Wii for Wii. They had to drink water and not pee, and the last person to pee won a Wii. And
then she died.
Basically, the water diluted her blood so much.
yeah,
Yes.
water toxicity.
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
what it is.
it's water intoxication. It's called hyponatremia.
Yeah.
Basically, it breaks down the blood-brain barrier. Say that 3 times fast, and it gets
no.
the water into the brain. Basically, it makes you drunk. It blocks off the oxygen that goes to your brain. You die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was
That's
like, you
extreme
drink half
cases.
your body weight in water. I'm like,
No,
I'm a
that's-
fat fuck sack of shit. No.
no, you don't have to do that.
That's
I'm
how
like pissing every
that's
5
how
minutes
I'm
now.
introducing you from now on. Actually, is like
Fat fuck sack shit.
this is fat fuck sack of shit. All right, we got to get back into the actual reason why we're congregated this evening.
Robots?
You may wonder why I brought you here today. It's for
Robots.
giant fucking robots.
Robots.
And when we last left you
Robots.
before the break, I brought up an abomination of a film.
Yeah, you
And
did.
I figure that's the best way to start the second half, considering
You
we're
better
going
play
to go off.
sound bites from that song.
No,
you
because
edit
I'll
sound bites
immediately
in?
get hit with copyright infringement.
Damn it.
No, you could do a couple of seconds of it.
The wild. That's it. That's all.
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
probably better. Yeah.
Like the weird record stars like that wiki. Can you do that?
You can just go, Jim Whip. That's
Yeah.
it.
Jim, what?
To be fair, I
If you're
do
singing
want to
it
point out,
yourself,
in an interview, he apologized for that movie.
Yeah,
As he should have.
as he
Like
should have.
the original actor that played James West,
Much like Bruckheimer for those
the original actor that,
fucking terrible Batman movies.
the actor that played James West in the original TV series was really pissed about his character getting recast. Much like Dirk Benedict got really ass mad about them remaking Battlestar Galactica. But
At least Battlestar was good.
Yeah,
The
exactly. Yeah.
eventually there is like somewhere a photo like him and the new Starbucks went to Starbucks and then smoked cigars and got over it.
Yeah. Mhm.
That was the thing that happened.
Yeah.
But the original actor for Jim West got really pissed about it. And it was like a big like thing, nerd thing, whatever.
Yeah.
There was an interview with Will Smith at one point where the interview asked him, is like, how would you feel if 30 years from now someone remade Fresh Prince with a white guy? And he goes, I'd probably be pretty pissed. I forget his exact quote, but it was not good.
And then
that
he followed up because they're still using the term fresh 30 years from now.
Right.
That's
I realized that, like the exact
really
quote was
what-
like,
I'm going to keep that alive now, just so I can piss somebody off in 30
Can you
years.
shave that in the back of your head
Fresh.
and get like that cut right here?
Oh,
can we
Go
all
into
call
your
him
new
Jazzy
job with
Cracker?
that.
Jazzy Cracker. DJ Jazzy Cracker. There you go.
He actually apologized. He's like, I didn't look at it before. I'm sorry. He apologized. Fun factoid, he turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix to play Jim West in
Oh,
Wild
Jesus
Wild West.
Christ. So we got whoa instead.
We got 3 movies of whoa.
Okay.
3 movies.
Still
of
would have been
woe.
better than.
We got 3 movies of woe instead of yo.
Yeah.
What we got?
No, we got 3 more movies
Oh, I
of
know.
whoa.
I know they ain't trying to come after the last fucking city of human existence.
Yeah.
We got 3
Come here,
movies.
Smith. I got something for your ass.
Yeah.
We got 3 movies of whoa instead of fucking goddamn The Pursuit of Happiness for 3 movies with Lawrence Fishburne.
Hey, that was a good movie.
It
Yeah,
was.
this was a good movie.
But it would have just been like sad Will Smith in a bathroom with Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, it's just Neo sitting in a bathroom holding his foot against the door while the Sentinels are trying to like get in.
Welcome to Earth.
Oh, I could have been in a barbecue.
There is no wicked spoon.
God damn it, Todd.
I hate you.
Wiki spoon. I can't. Oh,
Fucking crying.
I like Will Smith. He raps happy.
Thing is, like, aside from his
Oh,
whole
shit.
like weird Scientology thing and making his children basically, they're the first to die. Come like the government collapsing and people.
Oh,
needing
we're
to actually have
barbecuing that
skills.
kid.
That Jaden Smith is fucked. Like,
Oh,
The
God,
cannibals will eat him.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Like, first, he will be Channing Tatum in This Is the End.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not
damn.
gonna be the Donner Party. It's gonna be the Smith Party. Fucking Fish Mooney's going with
I
rice.
see what you did there. Very clever.
Oh.
Someone's gonna eat Fish Mooney.
Oh, get even darker. It's gonna be.
I bet
Jaden-
she's gonna smell
Jaden
great.
Smith on a leash with Steve Bannon, with Jaden Smith going, "I love him." No.
I'm starting to get depressed.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
I'm not.
Let's
Wow.
please move forward. So yeah, I don't even really know how to continue on after all that shit.
Did we break you?
I think we broke
I
the
must break
podcast.
you.
Honestly, here's the thing: as far as like robots go,
We're still going with robots.
oh, absolutely, it's way more fun to say.
Okay, cool.
I would say technically, Kit is a robot.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a transforming robot. He's a
He is a
car
robot.
robot.
Yeah.
He's
He
an
is
artificial
he's
intelligence.
a roving autonomous robot.
Yeah, but
So is Car.
so is Car.
Yeah.
K.
Fun fact about Car. Car was voiced by Peter Cullen.
Nice.
Do you know
Really?
who Peter Cullen is?
I think so.
Yes.
Peter Cullen is the original voice of fucking Optimus Prime.
Yes.
Yeah.
The current voice also.
Current
He-
voice
he
for
is
the
back.
shitty ass fucking movies.
He is back as that voice in all media again. Comic, games, and movies.
And the
old
movies
is
which
he?
shall not be named.
Fucking, he's like in his 60s now. Another factoid, and I noticed this because Lowdown over here is wearing an Alien shirt. In the second Aliens movie, when they are in the lab, one of the various instruments dangling from the ceiling, James Cameron was bored or just in a pinch to find props. One of the props is the original G1 Shockwave toy.
Yeah, you told me
Really?
that a long time ago.
It is.
Look out for that. Yeah, you
Google
did.
it. When they're running through, it's when like they're running through one of the labs. You can see it dangling. It's the original G1 Shockwave toy. It's like mistransformed, like they split the legs a bit funny, so it doesn't look like a gun.
Sure.
But it's dangling from the ceiling. It's in there.
Huh. See, I love.
I have that toy.
And this is why I love
That's
listening
worth
to
about
audio
$70
commentaries and such.
Worth about $70 if it's not in a box.
It's not in a box, yeah.
$70.
Audio commentaries oftentimes you hear about stuff like that, where you hear about like weird props in the background that you would never have picked up otherwise, but because of the audio commentary with the director or the producers or the actors, you hear about little insights that make the movie fuller as a fan of cinema, not just a fan of like the movie itself. You get all that insight. So I thoroughly, and I've said before on previous podcasts, if you love a film, maybe check out the audio commentary, because you're going to learn some new stuff about the movie that you love that you're not going to necessarily hear anywhere else.
This was as far, and I couldn't tell you this for sure because I'm not the alien expert. That is my girlfriend, which I love to piss her off and tell her that there's Transformers in her aliens. Because it's
damn.
funny.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, this was not in the audio commentary. This was literally like some nerd found it and like was watching us like they were nerds of both things. And were like, that's Shockwave. And there's dispute in the Transformers nerd community whether or not that's the actual Shockwave or the pre-Transformers Diaclone Shockwave, which is way deep in the nerd forest.
The one with the trigger dick, which I also have.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to know how deep into the Reddit forums did you have to get into this argument on...
Fortunately, not at all. This is actually on a Transformers
I thought you were going to say
wiki.
4chan at least.
Yeah, I was like, fortunate.
Fortunately,
that's
with a
even worse.
U.
Okay.
I did not have to go that deep into the
Okay.
dork forest to find this. I only had to go to my nearest Transformers wiki,
Okay.
which
all right.
is bad enough.
That's still pretty bad. Yeah. I tried to find a copy of this movie before we started this podcast because I loved it, and I had a copy even a few years ago, and I don't know what happened to it. I actually did a double feature a few years back of Pacific Rim and this movie.
I was there.
You were there, which is a perfect
the big movie room. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a mattress room where the floor was
mattress
covered.
room.
Covered in mattresses, and it had these slats on the walls that you had with removable.
Oh, there was holes in the wall too with this big mattress room, huh?
Yes. There were slats that you could set down spots for your drinks or your popcorn and everything on from the wall, and a big flat screen TV, and we played Pacific Rim and motherfucking Robot Jocks.
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't realize, because it had been years since I'd seen that, Robot Jocks was directed by one Stuart fucking Gordon.
What?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Stuart fucking Gordon directed Robot Jocks. Yes. The man that brought more Lovecraft to us than any other director brought us also one of the surprisingly few American like mech movies. There's that and Crash and Burn and like Robot Wars, and that's about all I can think of besides what like Robot Overlords.
I have both of those on the same VHS tape.
Yeah,
Robot
but
Jocks
that's
and
how
Crash
old
and
they
Burn.
are. The same VHS tape. Yeah.
Took them over to India, and yeah.
Yeah. Robot Jocks is great. It's terrible. I mean, don't go in thinking it's going to be a great movie at all. Like in the future.
Here goes radio voice.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now, this is
In a world where war has been outlawed.
Is this Christian Bale?
no, this is his shitty.
I was going more
trailer.
for like snap into a Slim Jim. A chosen few get into battle mechs and okay, I'm done.
You're done.
Can't do it anymore.
Every country has a number of soldiers that get into battle mechs and they stand as representatives for their country. And instead of wars with tons of soldiers, it's giant fucking battle mechs from different countries battling over like lines, over country lines, which sign us up. Like, fuck yeah. Like way less death for people and then also giant fucking mech fights. So I need this to become a fucking reality.
This brings me back to we were talking about over the break series about giant robots. There was a series, and for those who aren't entirely familiar with Gundam, Gundam's kind of like an overall franchise, but none of them are fucking related.
Yeah. There
was a series called G Gundam, and the rough premise was after the original Mobile Suit Gundam, which was very heavy and political, and it was for a giant robot cartoon. It was pretty like heavy for kids. Yeah, it was very political and less giant robot fighting and more thought shit garbage that no one was interested in.
Thinking.
The name of the episode, Thought Shit Garbage.
Right. So in the mid-90s, they made this series. It was called G Gundam. The basic premise behind the series was as part of a world treaty between the countries of Earth and the galactic colonies, where the fuck it was, global colonies, or fucking space colonies. They settled their political disputes, instead of by wars, with giant robot fights. And every 4 years, they had a tournament. And that was how they settled their fucking arguments.
Look, you think of the amount of money that the United States spends on war every fucking year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be
There is
down for this
no way
concept.
that we can't have that and have enough money to build a giant fucking battle mech.
But we can. But who do we fuck with? We fuck with Iraq. Do you think those goat fuckers are going to build a giant robot to stand up to the giant American fucking murder bot? Hi, iTunes. Like, it's going to be like us and Russia and Japan.
You had
dog fucking everyone.
You had one rule. You had one rule.
Oh, jeez.
So good.
We were joking about this
so
earlier,
good.
though. Like, if the countries of
for
the
you,
world built
but-
their own giant robot, Canada's gonna have a giant moose bot powered by maple syrup with a hockey stick.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've seen American movies. It's always the little guy that wins, so we're fucked.
Yeah, we're gonna get our ass kicked by like the weird, plucky Venezuelan team, not Iraq.
Well, Iraq is also not doing shit right now anyway, as far
Right.
as like trying to like
Oh,
engross
so
other people's lives.
Afghanistan's gonna make a robot.
No, we'll get beaten by the
I don't
Jamaican
know.
bobsled team.
No,
Exactly. Exactly.
I would be worried about fucking Saudi Arabia because they got that sweet,
Do
sweet
you
oil
know what I'm
money.
worried about?
Like,
Taiwan. Tired of putting up with our shit, but they have like the Chinese shit, but better.
ooh, Taiwan would bring a badass robot.
Yeah.
You don't have to edit anything. I think I can make them feel better. It's pronounced Iraq.
It is.
So it's not like the Camaro?
No.
Okay, so your way of making people feel better is just to properly pronounce their country.
Well, yeah, consider he didn't, and then the host
That's
didn't.
like the ultimate. That's the ultimate like American privilege statement ever.
I'm sorry. It's not a
This is like,
goat.
oh, I'm sorry,
Dear
goat
goatkin
fuckers are
I'm
listeners, I
sorry that
apologize.
one of our panelists completely like shat on your entire country, and everybody else mispronounced your country, and everybody's like, no, I got this. I can break it even by just pronouncing the country properly.
We've been carpet bombing Iraq
Iraq.
Iraq for 15 years. They don't have Wi-Fi. They're not listening.
Actually, we do have several Middle Eastern listeners, so
I didn't say Middle Eastern. I said Iraq.
I'm sure they have family in
in the Middle East.
They got like sat phone Wi-Fi to listen to us. I apologize, guys. My bad.
Basically, anytime
Not
you say
being a dick.
they don't have, you're wrong. Anytime you make a broad statement like that,
They
This
don't
is-
have a bomb-free life.
This is going to be a
Thanks,
hecto
Obama.
situation, all right?
Oh, jeez.
also you're wrong because it depends on what area of Iraq you're talking about.
This is going to be a hebdo situation. They're going to break in here.
We're all dead.
You know those death threats the South Park guys got? My fault. Send me an email.
No, honestly, if you want to death threat us, that just brings us up in the ratings. Like that's just only going to help us at this point. So go to town.
Oh, wonderful. 5 episodes now, we're alt-right.
I didn't want to go there.
Holy shit.
Christ.
Next week, guests include.
To be
Richard
fair, we're all
Spencer,
okay with punching Nazis.
Yes.
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 We're Americans. That's what we're good at.
I was saying,
Yes.
I was saying, I can be alt-right.
I could punch
Yeah.
Nazis and commies. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven, I don't see you as being a white nationalist.
No, I'm good, man. Anybody? No?
Yeah, no.
Unless he catches that
wait a
Michael
second.
Jackson disease.
Mother
Yeah.
Night, the Black Fear and Mother Night. Possibility.
No.
He is Uncle Ruckus now.
Oh.
All right, we got to steer the farther. All right, let's go into the soft feelies of giant robots. One of my personal favorite animated movies of
Macross?
all time, Iron fucking Giant.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Fucking Vin Diesel.
I love that movie so hard.
Vin Diesel, though, for real.
Something I learned recently because my mom's rad and sent me like 5 things you might not know about Iron Giant because she knew that we were going to do this episode. Because apparently my mom still packs my lunch for me for this podcast.
Does she pick your underwear at night
She
too?
does. She does. She's like, not that one, Mike. It has holes in it.
Not the Batman's.
Apparently, Joe Johnson, who did The Rocketeer and Captain America: The First Avenger, was the one that designed the Iron Giant.
Really?
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and no, it
He
totally
does look like the
He's
Rocketeer's
a
helmet.
Rocketeer.
Yeah, it totally has that feel. So that was a cool thing to discover.
I really like the Rocketeer.
The Iron Giant was based on a like mid 1950s story
Like
called
atomic
The
robots.
Iron Man, and then it was later renamed The Iron Giant to avoid confusion with Iron Man from the Marvel Comics.
And Black Sabbath.
The book is very different from the movie. In the book,
Darker?
darker and weirder. Like the Iron Giant gets disassembled and reassembled in Australia to fight an alien like bat demon space creature.
Huh?
Yeah, there's like a weird Iron Giant, but it's like a weird demon bat creature thing in Australia, so he has to be disassembled for shipment. I guess it's cheaper. sent over to Australia and reassembled to fight this weird like Mothra that happens in Australia.
It's still gonna be expensive though.
It's basically a big parable on anti-war. And the cool thing about it is that as much as it strayed from the original source material, the writer of the story got the script and unfortunately passed before the movie came out, but got the script and wrote Warner Brothers, who released the film, glowing about the treatment, saying that it was such a cool kind of reimagining of the story, and it had so much heart, and it loved the ending, and just glowed about it, and gave a full pass on it. So it was, even the writer of the original story, as different as it was, still gave a full pass on the Iron Giant.
That was a good sign.
And
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm more than willing to admit that last fucking scene in Iron Giant,
cry like a bitch.
like a little fucking baby. Holy shit. When he's like, Superman, and then just goes, flies, and nope, done. Done for completely.
Yep. All the feels.
Yeah.
All the fucking feels.
How long has it been since you guys have seen that movie?
A good 5 years.
Really? Okay.
No, it just...
Since it first came out.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
right there.
Wow. Oh, that's got
I think
replay
I like-
value, though.
I think
Oh,
I
very
caught
much.
on like one of like the network TV
I like to
channels
see
in a
those kinds of
rerun.
movies once, and then I don't really need to see them again.
Like animated or just those kinds?
No, just they like the
Feel goods.
feels kind of movies.
Just remind yourself you have a
I
soul
like,
and then go back
You're talking
to...
like 40K. I like the grimdark, so that's it appeals more to me than the.
I love grimdark.
In the
but
dark future, the
I like to remember that I'm
41,000th
human every
century.
once in a while, too, so...
41st
I kind of go towards the feels every once in a while, just make sure I'm not this cold-hearted fucking...
I like to be mostly dead
I made
inside,
peace
but not
with that
entirely
Exactly,
dead
not
inside.
entirely dead
yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
I like to laugh constantly, so those things kind of like bum me out. But I caught it on TV like 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, oh, this is all right. And then I was like, oh, God, I forgot about the bummers in this movie.
Watership Down.
Like, I don't like...
God, that's such a dark fucking movie.
That's
a
fucking
dark story.
Grave of the
Have you
fucking
read-
Fireflies.
Grave of the Firefly.
You've read the novel, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a
Fucking
long time
dark.
ago, but
Fucking dark, man. So
I don't
sad.
like being bummed
Nausicaa.
out. Like, that may be shitty to me. Like, I don't like being bummed out. Like, I like to make fun of shit. I like fucked up shit. But, like, if I want to be bummed out, I can read the news. I can walk out fucking
I was gonna
sad.
say, if you want to be bummed out, you just not read comic books for 2 hours and pay
Yeah,
attention
like-
to life.
I'll go read CNN and go, fuck, I want to blow my brains out.
Yeah.
Like, I can go watch, like, John Wayne Robot talk about hope and the American dream. I'm like, maybe there's some hope for humanity. Oh, look, the news. Nope, never mind.
Oh, let's see what's going on with the American education system. Oh, you know what? Fuck no, comic books. Cool. All right.
Yeah, like that's
Superman.
it.
Fucking. Let's watch Dangerous Minds. Cool. Education. Got it.
Fucking
Done.
stand and deliver.
Yeah. No shit.
If I could just reach these kids. Stand and deliver is like my life. My girlfriend's a 4th grade teacher, so like that's constantly. It's like if I could just reach these kids. Like they're 8. They're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
We haven't really even glanced on comic books at all
No.
up to this point.
I've
And comic
started,
books
but
are
you
so,
won't.
yeah, we're so
We
rich.
still missed a couple TVs.
Oh yeah, no, there's
Just
tons of
the
TVs.
second half. Like I didn't want to bring it
games.
up just because it's coming out this year. Fucking Power Rangers.
Power
We
Rangers.
gotta
yeah.
bring up Power Rangers. You have
You
to.
know what? I missed the boat on Power Rangers when it came out. It wasn't that I hated
I
on
watched
Power
it.
Rangers, but it just wasn't my thing.
I watched the first like 2 seasons before it got like
Which is
even
surprising
crazier
because
with the
it's
Time Force and all that
giant
shit.
robots fighting
original ones,
monsters,
yeah.
like and destroying
Like
the city.
OG
It's-
Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OG Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I think it was
Before you
just
had the white guy, the White Ranger.
Yeah, no, there
the
was
white
like
Power
5
Ranger,
of them.
the white Nationalist Ranger. The
Have you seen that meme? Like they're like red power, green power. Fuck.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. No, but yeah, the original Power Rangers, it was just 5, and then they got the bullshit green, then it went to white. And white was the strongest of them all. Yeah.
You know the Pink Ranger?
of
She
course
went
the
into
White
amateur
Ranger-
porn.
According
I'd
to
like to see
Radiant
that.
Spectrums, yeah, white is all.
Pink Ranger went into amateur porn.
Also, it was funny that like the fucking bubblegum white girl was pink. The
She's
Asian
porno
one
now.
was yellow.
Yellow.
The black one was black. The nerd was blue because whatever.
And then the
The-
alpha was red.
Well, and not only Alpha, but he apparently had some Native American heritage to him as
Of
well.
course he
Right.
did.
And then, of course, the guy with the ponytail's the White Ranger.
Yeah.
So,
He started off with the green, though. Started out
well,
Green Ranger.
green, yeah. But so the stoner.
Yeah.
Exactly. He was like,
Stoner.
he was, though. And like, and he's a douche now.
The
though.
guy that has
Changed his name to
every
Frank.
single Puddle of Mud album.
I need to feel you.
The
fucking hates
the only Bob Marley
Megazords.
album he owns is Legend.
Hey,
right.
which one of the Rangers is in jail now for murder?
Oh no, that wasn't one of the, that's actually a misnomer. People thought that it was the Red Ranger from the original series. It was actually a supporting character from a couple of the episodes that was actually not even given credit in the title credits, that like killed his girlfriend or some shit.
Yeah.
Some like Sons of Anarchy shit. But he was just a side character. Through rumor mill, turned into one of the actual Rangers. No, it was just somebody that was in
Okay.
The
an
Pink
episode or
Ranger,
two.
she was in porn though.
Kimberly.
Yep.
Kimberly.
He's whipping out his phone for this
He's
one.
like,
Excuse me.
I'm gonna find her titties.
But
Excuse me
no,
while I whip
yeah, but
this
the
out.
movie's coming out, and the movie actually looks.
It looks all right.
pretty good.
I'm not sold, man. It looks like the newest Fantastic Four movie.
Oh,
The special
ow.
effects,
It has
look
that-
good,
The special effects look good.
but I don't know about the story yet.
Yeah, the story's probably gonna suck.
That's the thing, man.
They're
I
in like
don't-
Saturday. It's like Breakfast Club meets like fucking Alien Race. 'Cause they're in Saturday school. They're
It's
in like
like-
Saturday detention.
Breakfast Club meets Voltron and Breaking Bad.
I don't.
Jesse, we gotta cook.
I don't feel like the Power Rangers is a thing that you need to make serious. I think if you serious
No,
it,
that's fair. Yeah.
it's like the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street remake, where you take something that was campy fun, and
The first one wasn't made to be campy fun though. The original Elm Street wasn't made to be campy fun. It was the darkest out of all of the movies.
but even so, it was kind of campy fun, just like the
That's because it
original.
was the '80s. Everything in the '80s was campy.
Yeah, just like the original Evil Dead wasn't supposed to be campy
Yeah.
fun, but that's what they were able to work with, and
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
went with it.
Yeah, but
That's
the
why-
remake for that worked out well.
Truth.
Yeah, true.
The
True.
remake
That's
for
true.
Evil Dead worked
That's
out
true.
well. So
What I'm
that's,
saying
that's
is
a
that
bad example there.
I think with Power Rangers, they're maybe going the wrong direction with it, and they're gonna end up doing the thing that they did
So
with
we don't want
Ghostbusters
Ivan Ooze?
and alienate.
No.
And
We
they're
got
gonna,
that with Apocalypse.
They're going to
disagree.
alienate the original fans of Power Rangers by taking a totally different tone and giving it edge and making it dark. And it's
God,
not.
I
And
fucking hate the
this is a
Ghostbusters
perfect
movie.
example on why I hate the Ghostbusters movie. It's not because it's an all-female cast. It's that it's
Because it
taking
was shit.
because you're shoehorning shit in that shouldn't be shoehorned in. Power Rangers should not be edgy.
I don't see that being an
I don't know,
edgy
man.
tone in the trailers I've seen.
It looks less edgy and more Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
Like, I get more teen angst than edgy.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's got
I
like
get a little more
the
of that,
dark lit kind of like high
That's just everything
contrast
now.
kind of deal thing.
no.
and-
Everything's lit that way now.
It's not Batman v Superman dark.
I don't-
It's
when,
not
when you
that.
got like a meth cooker as Zordon. That's
To be fair, though, before that, he was also the dad from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, let's go that route. That's what I remember him as.
yeah, but his shit got dark. Like you can't go back to Malcolm in the Middle. You can never go back to
Whatever.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle is just how his fucking witness protection worked out.
So Breaking Bad was the prequel to.
Have
Malcolm
you
in the
not
Middle.
seen that, like, weird, bizarre fan
Yeah,
theory?
no, I have seen that fan theory. Yeah.
Wait. I thought the fan theory was Breaking Bad is how Walking Dead started.
No, the other one is Breaking
That's
Bad.
another one, yeah.
Yeah.
It ends, and then he goes into witness protection as the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. Let that rattle around in your head.
Oh.
To be fair, he was also in an episode of The X-Files.
All right, so comic books.
Yeah, back to that.
Sorry, we got limited time, and we got a couple other things to hit. One little thing, and you'll appreciate this because it's Godzilla related.
Oh, the IDW Godzilla comics are fantastic.
Back in the day, Marvel had the ownership of the Godzilla trade,
Yep.
and in issue 6, there was a character in the Godzilla books known as Red Ronin that was created by one Tony Stark to combat Godzilla. So Tony's in Marvel canon, Tony Stark created a giant ninja robot to fight Godzilla. That's
He
a
did?
thing that happened in comic books.
There's a lot of things that happen in comic
Yeah.
books that nobody wants to remember.
And I checked eBay today
Yeah.
to
Like
see
that.
how much that issue goes for, and you can catch it between $20 and $40.
To be fair, there was also time in comic books when they gave Optimus Prime a Green Lantern fucking ring.
Yeah.
Fuck DC.
Yeah.
Fuck DC and its asshole.
Like, we're gonna give a robot the power of willpower and imagination.
Yep.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens.
that's probably gonna work.
That's like
well.
giving Batman the fucking Green Lantern ring. Let's do that. Let's make that happen.
So,
DC fails.
Well, there's
Okay.
that. What's weird though is, and this is back to comic books.
Well,
This is
back
in
to comic books. This is an example on how DC fails because the one DC reference that I have written down here is the fucking Toyman built Batman Superman robot from Public
Toyman.
Enemies.
Really?
Yeah, the composite Superman Batman
God, I
giant
remember
fucking
that.
robot. Yeah, it's such dog shit.
Oh, it was.
It's so terrible.
We're talking about
I
like
remember
the
that
animated
shit.
one, aren't we?
Or the animated. Well, it was also based on on comics.
There was
as
an
well.
animated
There was
one?
composite Batman Superman.
There
in the
was, and it
comics
was
as well.
fucking campy as shit. So, to less sad comics, for years in the 80s, Hasbro sold their licenses to Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So, for in the 80s, prior to like weird, I forget Marvel's multiverse thing called, I'm DC and IDW, I forget. But anyways, they had their multiverse thing. Transformers was canon to Marvel for a while. At one point, there was and I couldn't tell you the issue off the top of my head, Optimus Prime was allowed to wield Mjolnir, or what the fuck it's called. Thor's hammer.
Yeah, it's Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Mjolnir.
I quit.
Yep.
I quit.
That happened. Let that happen in your head.
If Captain America can barely make it move, but a fucking truck can wield the power of Mjolnir.
And the
not a
reason I say is
person.
this, there was, and it wasn't like they had a story where they gave him the fucking hammer.
Did it trick Mjolnir where it's just
No.
like, well, this is basically like being lifted up in an elevator. Like,
It's
it doesn't
like-
really count.
It's
so
like-
fine.
It's like
Yeah.
one frame in a book, and it's part of how they explain, Beta Ray Bill and whatnot of no man.
One frame in a book. You know what could get ruined? One frame in a book.
Everything.
It's like
Captain
fucking-
America can get ruined in one frame.
or fucking Doc Manhattan sitting on a rock.
So, as I'm saying, as I was pointing out, it's one frame, but they showed like people who were allowed to wield it, and in that particular collage, one of the people in that collage was motherfucking Optimus Prime.
it's like Captain America saying "Hail
I-
Hydra."
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah, but
That's the thing that
okay,
happened.
That was
in the 80s.
that was in the 80s. I'm talking about the Hail Hydra
Hail
thing,
Hydra,
but let's
yeah, that
let's
was-
not let's that's
That was like, what,
that's a
7
completely
months ago?
Yeah,
Have they
that's a completely
unfucked that
different
yet?
storyline. No, they haven't because they completely changed his reality. But that's a completely different story. That's
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
Infinity
not
Gems.
robot related.
That's not robot.
Yeah.
But yes, at one point, they Marvel said that Optimus Prime was allowed to wield Mjolnir.
All right, Robot Man. We are done with Transformers.
Evangelion?
We're done with that too. We're moving forward.
Really?
Yep.
No dead people in robots?
We're talking Sentinels.
Which ones?
X-Men.
Okay, that one.
Sentinels.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's either that or the Matrix. Yeah.
Thanks,
Well,
Fox.
we touched on the
Yeah, I
Matrix
know.
a little bit.
I just wanna make sure we
but
got the
yeah,
We haven't brought up the Sentinels at all. That was-
I've always been a huge fan of the X-Men.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, the animated series is really what got
was
me into the
amazing.
X-Men.
Yes, yes.
Agreed.
And the comics very shortly after that.
That
Yeah.
Night of the
And,
Sentinels, though.
And the Night of the Sentinels, that was like the first episode
Yeah.
or two, right?
It was like the first 2 or 3 parter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fucking amazing. And they were a major part of the television series. They were a part of the comics, but not as major a part as they were
Yeah.
in the TV series.
Or in the movie, like Days of Future Past. I mean, fucking-
Days of Future Past were a major part as well.
They
And
also came in the last one, too. Sentinels came in on the last one.
did they come in the last
Did
one?
they?
They were in the last one. I thought.
Apocalypse? I don't.
Oh, I think they briefly.
It briefly showed them as something to disarm.
Yeah, it was
Like-
something like that. It was a very
Yeah,
minor spot.
it wasn't like they were like, they didn't come out and like something they had to defeat. It was
The-
like you
Yeah.
saw the Sentinels.
Okay.
The
all
only
right.
time that it was a total just like, it was totally just like flicking me on the tip of my dick and be like,
Yeah.
that's all you get, was Last Stand,
The
where they're in the
danger room.
danger room
Yeah.
and you
Oh.
just see
Yes.
the head of the Sentinel,
Yes.
Yeah.
and that's it.
That
That's
was
all you
so
get.
fucking stupid.
And before the movie came out, there were all these screenshots where it's like, oh, there's going to be Sentinels in this. And I was like, fuck yes, finally Sentinels, a live action movie. And that's all I got. It's like being pissed off about the Joker and Suicide Squad. Like, it just, I came in with a rock hard a sentinel erection, and it was unappeased, and I ended up with
Sentinel blue
with
balls?
blue balls,
Yeah,
Sentinel
Sentinel blue balls.
They did
Yeah.
the
Blue
same
Sentinel
thing
with
with
balls.
beast balls,
Yeah.
with beast balls.
Yeah.
What was it? The Star
Blue
Wars
hairy,
prequel.
blue hairy balls. Yeah.
To be,
I get it.
admittedly,
So it took you basically 10 more years before you got your Sentinels.
Yeah, and
So
I
it
was sitting
basically
there
like
just
10 years later.
with
That
throbbing blue balls the entire time, just
Yeah.
waiting.
admittedly, like I'm not super up on like Marvel comics and shit. But
You're a DC
when I
guy.
yeah
So
exactly.
I never understand.
I mean, shit happens.
Yeah.
But like when I was a kid, like X-Men cartoon was the thing, and
Yeah.
Night of the Sentinels was the shit.
God damn yes.
Yeah. Like
And Master Mold. When all that shit came out.
fucking MODOK. MODOK.
MODOK.
Which does bring me to another. This is an American entry, which I argued with Jess about the other day.
Oh God.
Are you
Was
talking
it
about
Ameri-
Megas?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised on how little you guys argued this episode.
What?
Partially because you won't let him get a word in edgewise, but also because,
I just won't argue. Like, we're not having politics conversations.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Although Warhammer does have to happen before we're done here.
Yeah, we're gonna get into
I
both video
suppose.
and board games
And
at the tail end of
Where I'm
this.
getting to, and this particular show I was talking about is called Megas XLR. It was on Cartoon Network years back. I think it started as a cartoon, one of their like original series.
It was the one that won the cartoon.
Yeah, it won
pilot
it won a fan contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at one point, I think it ended up on like their Toonami block, and then it ended up in reruns on Boomerang and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Long story short, some of the people involved in it were also involved in Metalocalypse. Not the same creators though.
I remember
But
this
some of the animated
conversation
team.
from the
So
Facebooks.
there's a character that's in Megas that is also in Metalocalypse, which is
Ooh.
how they're linked.
Ooh, who was that?
Goat.
No, really?
Goat is in Metalocalypse. Look it up on Google. It's a thing.
Fucking shit.
I want to bring up one more animated thing before we go from we passed
Well, I
the
was
animated, but
working on there, but yeah.
Thundercleese
Fuck me, I have no idea.
from the Brack Show.
Thundercleese.
Fucking Adult Swim.
Yeah. Oh, it's also
The
Thundercleese
giant
and
robot
Metallor.
friend of Brack from the Brack Show.
Thundercleese and Metallor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, moving from there, we got to hit video games before we get done here because we only
Oh,
got
I'm
a few
still
more minutes
rambling
here.
about that, but anyhow.
Yeah, no,
Shogo.
I just wanted to. touch
But
on
that whole series is pretty much like a love letter to like nerds everywhere. It hit every single. It made fun of everyone throughout all of like the giant robots, anime shit, and had a lot of the same voice actors throughout.
Yeah.
It even had Bruce Campbell as like a weird MODOK ripoff.
Nice. So the first game that I can think of as far as video games goes is BattleTech, which started as a tabletop, and
Yeah.
it's moved
Tabletop
into
board
video
game.
games as well.
Yeah.
That's been around for since the
Huge
80s.
And then
IP
Mech Warrior was a
ripoff.
tabletop for
Like
a
that
while.
game was based on ripping off other people's IPs.
And
but-
Mech Warrior was a tabletop at one point too.
Okay, yeah.
Have you done the simulator? The BattleTech simulators?
I may have back in the day, like early simulator. If it was like back around like the
DOS.
early 90s, I want to say that I probably
Something like
had
that,
something
yeah.
like that.
DOS.
Yeah, DOS format shit. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Because that's how long it's been around. When
Oh, yeah.
people are rocking the 486 computers, there's like, and I have
Mech
one.
Warrior 3.
I'm talking about the. Actually, I
Yeah.
was really talking about the battle pods.
Mech Warrior 3 was
where you sit in those
big one.
pods and you link it up with like 8 others. And
Yeah,
such.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
I've
Yeah.
not had the chance to do that, but
If you get the chance, that's fun. It's a lot of
I
fun.
remember back
What
when
was-
I was a kid, there was a place in I don't know if I've mentioned I'm from San Diego. It's a running joke on the podcast.
Fuck you, Hobbit.
Yeah, exactly. There was a place called Virtual World that was a VR
Yeah.
gaming thing where you paid like $10 for like 20 or 30 minutes in VR,
Yeah.
and it was total shit VR. This is like 1994 VR.
Actually, I worked at a place like that too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was fucking terrible. But there was like a battle mech simulator thing that you went through, and it was very like it was very much that kind of tone,
Yeah,
like that
you
early
you had
90s.
all your switches and everything. that
Yeah.
actually-
It was cool as shit. I loved it. Looking back, it was terrible. Like it was not good.
Well,
Not
it
at
was
all
also
good.
really it was the best they had at that time.
Sure.
Because it was
Back,
the coolest
back
thing.
around
yeah.
the time that the Lawnmower Man was the highest.
Dude, that
The
VR
Lawnmower
was so
Man had
bad.
bad graphics for its time.
yeah, true. It's
Yeah,
like
it did.
it's like virtuosity. You know?
Not only,
That's one of my favorite films.
it's like not only did it have like was a shitty adaptation of a Stephen King novel, they had the worst fucking VR
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
of that
it
time
was
period, dude.
so
It was so fucking
so bad. So bad.
When you were working, did they have the Mind's Eye playing in the background at all times? That video with all the highest rated CGI they had at the time. Anybody, you remember this? The Mind's Eye? It was this weird video they used to play. Okay.
No.
All right.
What? Huh?
Just look it up. It's kind of trippy. It's
All I'm
kind
thinking of is fucking Max Headroom.
From the 90s, all I can think of with an eye is Faith No More. That's what I can think of.
No,
I just keep
it's
thinking
called
Max
The Mind's
Headroom.
Eye. Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of cookie cutter happening with like BattleTech and that was the beginnings
There was
of
the Mech
Warhammer
Warrior
back in the day,
series.
too, as
But that
well,
all
right?
goes way back to the early 80s.
Sure, but like what do we even know what the first real like mech tabletop was back in the day, or
I want to say it might have been Mech Warrior.
Mech Warrior?
I don't know.
I mean,
Because Warhammer started as fantasy, and
Yeah,
then at
Warhammer
some
Fantasy
point
came
they
out
came out with 40K.
in like 1981 or something
Yeah.
like that.
And then 40K, really, they didn't really roll into robots until you got into like
Yeah.
Terminators and Dreadnoughts.
40K started out as Rogue Trader. And
Yeah. And then you just pretty much had Space Marines and Imperial Guard. Then they rolled out the Necrons, and then you had, of course, Dreadnoughts and Terminators. And I'm two codex behind in my army.
Well, it was Orcs first. Was
Yeah,
their
you had
first, and then Chaos.
Yeah.
And then you had Necrons came much
Yeah,
later.
we
and
were
that was
way
like-
late.
They wanted to do the undead armies.
Yep. And then you
but
had
in a space setting.
Egyptian robot zombies.
Yeah. Now it's
that's
totally
roughly what Necrons
like,
are.
that
yeah.
sounds like a Misfits
Matt
song.
Ward basically ruins everything that he touches.
Egyptian robot zombie sounds like a fucking.
That's the
Misfits
best way I
song.
can describe it. Like, they have like very like Egyptian like pharaoh imagery, but they're all robots and they're all undead. Like, the best way to describe it is like if you like Stargate
How's that not
and
a
robots.
Misfits song? Egyptian robot zombies. Whoa!
So we were talking about games, and I was trying to remember what it was, and
No.
he brought it up. Steel Battalion. If you ever played the original Xbox,
no.
we were talking about like special controllers earlier. Like
I knew
the,
where you're going with this.
the,
Yeah.
the Super Nintendo Bazooka. When the original Xbox came out, there was a game called Steel Battalion. It was giant robots. It was basically like Mech Warrior, but for like a ripoff for Xbox.
Okay.
But it came, if you bought it new, with this monster fuck controller.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
It
I
had
know what
40
you're talking
buttons
about now.
on it,
Yeah.
like 3 different controllers. You had a throttle slider and a bunch of joysticks. It was this massive fuck thing that took up half a table. So you could operate this giant dickweed robot.
Nice.
It sold for ass tons of money on the used market, too.
Now we're talking about video games. We cannot talk about robots,
Robots.
and video
Robots.
games without talking about, for the sake of my relationship, because Katie would break up with me, Mega Man.
He is not a
Was
giant
a giant
robot.
robot.
He wasn't a giant
It-
robot.
it-
No,
It's-
but he
it's
fought giant
Rockman.
robots.
No, they
No,
most of them
they
weren't
were the
bigger
same
than him. They were
size
the
as
same
No,
him.
there was
size as
some
him.
bigger than him.
No.
They were the
Out of
same
like
size.
the first 10, they were all the same size as him.
Okay,
fought
I
dickhead
touched on
robots.
Mega Man, so I'm safe. So moving on.
Alright.
Hey,
Very
wait!
good.
Since we're talking about Mega Man, we should talk about Proto Man.
The
Fuck him
Proto
too.
Man. No.
Oh, Proto
fuck
Man.
you. The
I said
Proto
Proto Man. I was
are
like, fuck him
amazing.
too.
I love the fucking Proto Men. And they just came out with a new record, I think.
They did
Like,
totally unrelated, like to the storyline or anything that they did from the original.
yeah, well, it's more operatic and way longer songs too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like 12, 15-minute like opera songs.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They listened to a Rush album, and that's what
Yeah,
they
pretty
did.
much.
They go
Canada.
Prague.
Except they did not try to go with their time signatures at all, because fuck that.
Oh, you mean a Rush song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
weird time signature they're
Neil
playing.
Peart
That was-
may be a
that
genius,
was
but he's
part
a
of-
mad genius.
That was
Yes.
part of the reason why they said they were going to stop touring so much, because Neil Peart's like, there's a documentary coming out. He's like, I can't do
has,
do
like-
it.
fair enough.
I can't
Yeah.
do it
He's got
anymore.
like some like weird arthritis now. He can't drum
Of
anymore.
course he does.
And then
Holy shit!
He's been
of
doing it
course
for
he
like
does.
40 fucking years, man.
their,
The
their
dude's
guitar
done.
player
Yeah.
has something wrong with his foot.
That's
like,
like,
his, he
that's
can't
like a
stand
Kenyan
for 2
runner
hours.
talking
It's
about his feet
basically
are sore now.
repetition
yes, of course
trauma.
they are.
Yeah.
Eventually, you see a degradation.
I
of your
forget what it is.
cartilage and all
Alex Lifeson has another like medical issue why he can't tour anymore. It's like something wrong with his foot. Like it gets all bloated. And it's like has someone cut his shoe off the end of the
Ugh.
show.
Really?
The only one left that's not fucked up is Geddy Lee, and everybody hates him apparently.
Yeah.
He's got
they
a
do.
weird neck and I don't know.
Everyone hates his voice.
He'd be the perfect Ichabod Crane, though.
Oh yes,
that.
absolutely.
He's a
Fuck
humanoid.
yeah.
He's like a humanoid ostrich. I mean, that's
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what he is.
There's a video game I played back in the day. I don't know if you guys ever played it called Bob.
Yeah,
Microsoft Bob?
remember that?
B period O period B
Yeah.
period.
Remember,
Nope.
Remember Bob?
Bob is like a gangly robot and fought other robots, and
Fuck
it was
Bob.
like a level by level game. It was super fun. It was the storyline was I don't know if it existed. It didn't matter. It was just, you're just going through.
What's the
Bob was
MacGuffin?
good.
It was super fun, and I need to find that again. The one that everybody played and had giant robots that you fought constantly is Sonic the motherfucking Hedgehog.
Well, you had the main bad guy who.
Yeah, the Eggman. Yeah.
No, there were other robots that you fought.
There were, but
They were all his robots.
He also
They
they were his robots. He wore a giant robotic suit.
Yeah, they were mechs.
We've been talking about Mech Suits the entire
I was
episode.
agreeing with you, asshole. Holy shit.
He was just a fat man in an asshole suit.
Now we just got a fat man in an asshole chair. Fuck you.
Fat man in an asshole.
I was just agreeing with you. Jesus Christ.
I'm not talking about just Robotnik, but because there was Robotnik, but it was like all his little creations that he had at the end of every level. Like,
Exactly. Like, especially was it level 2 in Sonic where you went through that weird factory. The factory.
Oh yeah. I love that level so hard. I love that
Like
shit.
you could not know what the fuck you're doing and beat that level. Like seriously, I would just take a different route. Like you can take a different route almost every time you play that fucking level.
No,
the
level that always fucked me up with that game was the fucking Vegas level. I got so lost, like playing the
bright
slots.
lights and the hookers distracted him.
Who puts hookers in a kid's video game? That's all I'm saying.
I would.
Lots of
Especially
people.
chicks with dicks. This
Have
is
you
the 80s
never
people.
played Grand Theft Auto?
It's not called Leisure Suit Sonic. That's not the name of the video game.
Fuck you. Leisure Suit Larry was my childhood.
I missed that game. Leisure Suit Larry. Oh.
I gravitated more towards Leather Goddesses of Phobos.
Of course you did. Welcome to Fallout. I'm Johnny Knoxville.
All right, we missed a whole lot of stuff that we could have talked about on this episode, as always.
Putting your dead mom in a robot.
Yeah, you didn't mention the one of the most popular mech games, which was Shogo, for its time.
And we also
Very
barely
entertaining.
touched on Pacific Rim.
We didn't even get a chance to go into Pacific Rim.
No,
man.
we didn't. And I love that movie to fucking death. Let's touch very briefly on Pacific Rim because the sequel has been greenlit.
Yep.
It's in pre-production.
Yep.
The agreement, as far as I understand it, is that that Guillermo is not going to be directing. He's producing and he has creative oversight on it. And I don't remember the director offhand, but I remember when I heard who was directing, I was very happy with the choice.
Yeah, but why can't he direct?
He's busy working on other shit.
And
like
it might
Hellboy 3.
They're still not working on that yet.
It might
Actually,
also
it has been.
It might have something to do with cost as well, because his directing
Mountains of
costs are a
Madness.
lot more than say a lower rank director. So
Oh, he's also working on that game with Norman Reedus and.
true, yeah.
Kojima.
He's a busy fucking dude. So the plus side is that Pacific Rim 2 is happening. It will be coming out sometime. I think they're shooting for 2018. Though
5 years later, fuck.
But you need some break time for the riff to reopen.
Hold on.
Like,
You're trying to make excuses. Like, all right,
I'll make excuses as long as I get a Pacific Rim 2. I don't give a shit.
I give a shit if it's good.
No, it needs to be good.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be episode 2, Attack of the fucking, kaiju. Like,
No.
Hold on. What is also coming out in 2018, though?
Everything else.
Your mom. I don't know.
The new Godzilla.
The new Godzilla.
The new Godzilla.
That's true, yeah.
Which brings me to the next point, and this was the much hyped about thing with the delays in both those movies, is that there has been talks that there may be a crossover between the new Godzilla and Pacific Rim.
Oh, I read that theory. I read on that.
I hope
Oh.
so.
I
And-
want this to happen.
And honestly, in early interviews with Guillermo when
He was
doing
interested in
Pacific
this
Rim, He was
concept.
totally interested.
What
in
about
it.
though? They're doing Kong. It's coming out in 2 months. What if they do a crossover with Kong?
It can't happen.
Godzilla
No, because you look at
and Pacific Rim?
if you look at the scale of current Godzilla versus like the tallest Kong that you could possibly get.
Have you seen the trailer? How big Kong is, dude? He's like the size of Godzilla.
No, he's not. Godzilla's still 300 meters tall. He's still bigger.
He's Kong would have to crawl up Godzilla.
And then get smacked down like a bitch.
We were just talking about Star
Again.
Trek Beyond at the beginning, where there were the little cute creatures that attack Kirk. The cute creature would be King Kong.
Smaller creatures have higher AC. They have higher hit rates against the big guys.
King Kong would just run really fast and try to trip Godzilla. Like that would be like.
There's
don't think
still
Kong would be big
atomic
enough to be-
fire.
See what?
You don't think Kong in the new movie Skull Island would be large enough to handle Godzilla.
I don't think they're making him as big as Godzilla.
They're not making him that big yet.
No.
I don't know. I think they are making them. I'm with you on this one.
I think they are.
I'm with you on this one. I think
the trailers
they are.
make me believe that they're making him really
that's,
fucking big, man.
What, March is the new
Kong,
Skull Island.
Skull
So we'll see exactly kind of how big
That's
they're making.
Sam Jackson Kong, right?
Yeah.
And John Goodman.
Yeah, a thin John Goodman. He lost a bunch of weight and shit.
He did lose a lot of weight. Yeah.
You know, more diabetes.
This isn't Nom.
They're
They're
nice.
rules.
So,
he lost a lot of weight. Like,
what'd you think of
60
Jackson's
pounds.
Kong?
Fuck that movie.
Fucking Jack Black.
I thought it was all right.
Yeah. King Kong's gonna go ice skating.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen totally. Yeah.
Okay, a couple
movie.
more shout outs of robot stuff before we leave. SWAT cats.
I have that series on my server.
I love that series. I don't give a shit.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
I have lots of old shit on my
Cats.
server.
I love it. Of course, Vision and Ultron.
Oh, Warhammer, you, sir.
Yeah,
We were
Warhammer
talking about
40K. We glanced on it.
talked
I mean, there are
slightly.
the Titan Legions.
There are Titans.
And we didn't get a chance to go into Titanfall,
Dreadnoughts.
but there's a new Titanfall, Titanfall 2 that's
Which I
coming
heard
out.
is really good single player.
Is it out yet or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah, it's out.
And I
It looks
heard
really
it's
good.
fantastic. I think from what I've understood, the first Titanfall was rushed to release with the new system.
Yeah.
And this one, they kind of had a better understanding of the controls and how to go about it with the storyline, with the style game.
Yeah.
So Titanfall 2 is a much tighter, better playing game.
And this one actually has a single player mode. If you didn't have, didn't have one on the first game.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, it's much like the downfalls of the new Battlefront game, where there's no single story.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what we didn't
for it.
touch on, speaking of which, in your love of Star Wars, we did not touch on AT-ATs.
True. We did not.
Or the other, like,
I was
weird
thinking
chicken
about that, but I
walkers.
just didn't.
I
We
figured
brought it up
chicken
so much.
walkers.
We brought it up so much.
We've talked about the walkers so much.
What were the chicken walker things called?
ATSD.
ATSD.
That's what
yeah,
it was. Okay.
yeah.
Scout
We brought them
Trooper
up so
versus
much, though. I
Assault
was like,
Trooper.
they've been on like literally 4 episodes.
Okay.
Like, seriously, no.
Oh no,
AT&Ts.
it's
It's like 4 or 5.
five. We've had 5 Star Wars
But
episodes.
I mean, they weren't brought up on all of them. Is what I'm saying. So, like, I don't
But
think we
are
brought
they
them
a
up.
robot or a vehicle?
Well, no, 6 if you count Star Wars versus Star Trek. So 5.5.
But are they a robot or a vehicle?
It's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle of
It's a
death.
vehicle.
Vehicle
Fair
of
enough.
death.
Yeah.
Would the Hulkbuster armor count as a giant robot?
Yes.
I would
yes,
say that's
yes.
mech armor, so that
Yeah.
would kind of
Armor.
fall into
That's like Iron Man on steroids.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He had like a special thing in space, just chilling, waiting for that to happen.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go
Oh
to sleep.
god, that was
That was so good.
that was a battle that every Marvel comic book nerd has been waiting for.
And then
for
it came
fucking
over.
ever.
And then it just came all
yeah.
over it.
There's
Like,
another one you
that
may
was great.
appreciate. There is, in fact, and this was prior to IDW's existence of having the license, there is a New Avengers versus the Transformers miniseries that has a Optimus Prime size fucking Iron Man armor.
Why would
Jesus.
the Avengers fight Transformers though? They both.
Megatron fucked some shit up, and like so, like
because
they have to the New
Ultron
Avengers.
infected the Transformers.
Actually, it like
and-
involves some shit with Megatron being a dick, because Megatron's a dick.
That's true.
And like it's like New Avengers, so it's like Spider-Man Avengers.
All right, we're going to continue this conversation once we get done here. But as far as our watchers and listeners go, we are done with
We're
this
tired of
episode
hearing
Geeks Under the
about
Influence. We got to get going. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. As always, it's an absolute blast every week to bring you the well, not newest in nerd, but to bring you our drunken thoughts on
Nerd shit.
that week's subject of nerddom. Follow us on GUIPodcast.com and follow all the links for our social media at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. Anywhere that you get your social media, you're going to find us. Just search Geeks Under the Influence or GUI Podcast. You will find us. Subscribe on YouTube. Please subscribe. You'll get alerted when we get new content to you guys. And if you have any questions, just message us on Facebook or email us at geeksundertheinfluence@gmail.com. And as always, I am Mike the Hobbit Bickett. Join us or die.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit.
I probably should.
There's no Sean Lucas, so I can't call him a piece of shit.
We're here to take the world and the ones that are your GUI Podcast.com.